What's going on, everybody? Face Off Sports Network, Fantasy Savvy, Steve D'Angelo here with Joe Carlton at Points, Hand by Hand Carlton. We are back for another FAAB Waiver Wire Tuesday, a little bit later tonight. I celebrated my birthday earlier, so we went out.
Nice. Happy birthday, Steve.
Appreciate it, man. We went out with the family. They cooked the pasta, not al dente. I don't know what the hell they're doing, so I will not be going back to that place. But it was a good night out regardless. Got to go out with the family. Ernie, I guess he passed out. I told him to make like 3 triple espressos. He didn't listen to me, so he didn't make the show. But thank goodness that Joe is here to join us. So we got a few people in the chat. Face Off Sports Network. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing to the show, hitting that notification button. We got good content for you all week long, all season long. We got a Discord. We got a Patreon. Hit us in the comments for that if you're interested. That is free to join as well. So FAAB show Tuesday, a lot to get into. We got some injuries. We got some interesting, a little bit of a slow FAAB week, but we're always staying ahead. We're always dropping that dead weight and adding quality players back to our team. So we'll get back to it another way around. Let's go. All right, Joe. So what's going on, man?
Not much. Just finished up my show, Aces Up, on the sports affiliation. We went almost a solid 2 hours. We kind of did like a mid-season review, mid-fantasy season. We went over, team by team, give some thoughts about some of the players and some of the team situations. It was pretty good. So, I don't have a job until the end of the month. So, I'm down to stay up late and bang out these podcasts with you, Steve.
Nice, brother. Yeah. We're going to be doing a show Thursday night on my channel, on the Fantasy Savvy channel, kind of previewing the week. So look forward to that. It's going to be another late show. That's going to be after the Thursday night game. We're going to do some NFL picks. So maybe Joe will have some picks for us as well. And I usually start around week 2. I haven't done any shows for NFL picks. I keep my record, but good because I can't figure out the picks this year. I've been just donating money to the Hard Rock Casino this year, man. I cannot freaking bet on the NFL this year. And normally I'm a little bit above 50%, but this year has been a disaster. So good thing I didn't start the show till this Thursday anyway. We got Al in the room saying sup. Ty Williams saying sup. Josh says happy birthday. Appreciate that, brother. Ty Williams says you guys like Carter or Knight going forward. And we're going to talk about these two guys, but we'll get to your question here real quick. Need to drop one to pick up a quarterback with Allen on a bye. I like Knight better. What do you think, Joe?
Bam Knight's. I scooped him up in some teams last week on the cheap, deeper benches. I like him a little better than Michael Carter. We know what Michael Carter is.
Yeah,
he's he's 12 carries for 50 yards guy.
Yeah. Both are former Jets running backs. Bam Knight probably created a little bit more excitement with the Jets, but I just thought last week when you picked him up, I picked him up in a few spots too. I just thought he looked better than Carter. So he was kind of the guy. I went after Carter, but he was so expensive, so I was glad to get the discount on Bam in some leagues. So Bam is the guy there. Ty Captain says, Captain Moistbeard says, "Yo, who we picking up? Sterling Shepard or Tutu?" Interesting one. What do you think there, Joe? With Puka going to miss the week, most likely their game is in London. Get rid of these freaking London games. They're driving me nuts. But they have a bye the next week, so you probably expect them to give Puka 2 weeks to get healthy.
I think Tutu's more of a ceiling play, and Sterling Shepard's more of a floor. So, I mean, I guess it depends what you're looking for. I think Tyler Higbee is going to be the guy that gets a bump in the Rams offense more than anybody. So he also has the best chance of scoring a touchdown. I think, outside of Devontae Adams and Kyron Williams. So I guess if I have to pick between these two, I guess I lean Sterling Shepard.
What about, a guy that I think I prefer of both of these guys is Jordan Whittington.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Joey Brown mentioned him last night on our show. And he's interesting. I kind of like him. I think he might be like somebody better. Like it might be more of a player prop type of deal. I don't know if I want to rely on him for fantasy. Devontae Adams is going to get the most of the targets. I think like I said, I think the only one I'm interested in from the Rams to actually put in my lineup is Tyler Higbee. Other than that, you got the Rams on a week 8 bye. So, if you're picking these guys up, you're picking them up to put them in the lineup. You're not picking them up to stash them unless we get news that Puka's going to miss extended time, like more than a week or two. So, that's kind of how I feel about that situation. I'm not really looking to go nuts spending money on the Rams wide receivers.
Yeah, Higbee, they always scheme things up for him. And, with Puka out, you probably expect a little bit of that. But if you need a receiver, I like Whittington. I think he's talented. He kind of has like a little bit of that Puka kind of, mold a little bit. It might only be a 1-week thing, but that's the guy I think I would go after. Jamie goes, my dude. What's up, Jamie? Good to see you, brother. Matthew Lancia says Fannin or Kate Otten. No PPR. Got to go.
Nope. Yeah, I like them both. But with Njoku out, Fannin's the guy. 2 weeks ago they schemed up that little play for him to get in the end zone. Last week he had 7 receptions for 81 yards on 10 targets. Njoku slated to miss some time. That would definitely get on Fannin. I know me and Steve have Fannin on the team. So
and shout out to Jamie. He actually met Fannin's parents at the fantasy freaking what the hell? Why can I? It's late, bro. The freaking the thing you were at in Ohio, the Expo,
the Expo,
yeah.
Harold Fannin's parents were there. I could have met them.
Yeah. Jamie brought them on stage. He met Fannin's parents, and then he brought them on stage to get introduced to the whole freaking place. So shout out to Jamie for that, and he took a picture with Fannin's mom as well.
Nice.
Fannin's actually from Canton, I think. So yeah, I like Fannin's talent. Kate Otten, good opportunity, obviously with all these injuries, but I would still go Fannin. He again, Njoku hurt. He had 80 yards last week, and he's the better talent overall. 3P1C fail says Tucker Kraft or Goddard in PPR rest of the season.
Tucker Kraft for me.
Goddard's been really damn good this year.
Goddard has been good, but
yeah.
Eventually they're going to get Saquon going, and AJ Brown's going to have to suck it up, Buttercup, and as long as the 2 wide receivers and Saquon get more involved, they have to figure that offense out. Goddard's always the one that becomes off the menu in that case. But I mean, like you said, Steve, he has been good. I'm kind of biased here. I was never a Goddard truth, but he has surprised for sure this year. I mean, Tucker Kraft is getting the most target share in Green Bay, the most targets, and he's not even a wide receiver. They spread the ball around, but Tucker Kraft just seems to find that end zone, man. He's got a nose for the end zone. That's close. It's close, but I don't think Goddard can sustain his production throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I like Goddard when he first came out. Then he was behind Ertz. Then he never could stay healthy. He's hurt every single year, but this year, if he stays healthy, he might have a career season. But I love Tucker Kraft as well. I'm going to give the slight edge to Tucker Kraft there with Joe rest of the year. Ryan Blumreiter says, in my 20-man league, should I add Dalton Schultz, Michael Mayer, or Rondé Gatson off the waiver wire for week 7? I'm going Gatson. What do you think?
Is QJ still out, right? As long as QJ is out, I think I like Gadsden too.
And I think it's the better long-term play too, because obviously Brock is going to come back at some point.
Right. Well, the question does say week 7, so I mean, and I guess I have to bring up the matchups, but
yeah, I mean, it's for 1 week, it's close between Meyer and Gatson. I would say it's pretty close, but yeah, again, if QJ is back, that's going to hurt Gatson. If Bowers is out, Meyer's going to have, could have another good week, so it's close. But I still think I would just go Gatson because it's close enough, and then you get the value the rest of the year too. So with Gatson.
Yeah, I like that call. I guess if you're gonna if you potentially need him beyond week 7, it's definitely Gadsden.
Jamie says, Joe, sorry about the interview Joe Bond did with you and your wife. He said he was too drunk and lost it.
that was good content too, man. We were drunk, they were drunk. That was a cool interview. Yeah,
he says he'll make it up to you.
Nice. That's all right, man. I got the memories. That's all I need. It just sucks that guys like Steve can't see it.
Yeah, no, I would have loved to see that. That would have been great. Michael Regine says, I got to drop one or these running back. Oh, one of these running backs. Manungai stinks. I think Isaiah Davis has some good value, but he's on the Jets, so I'd probably drop Manungai. I just think he's not good at all. I don't know why Ben Johnson keeps using him.
I keep seeing these Breece Hall trade rumors, so true. I would say Isaiah Davis is a better stash at this point.
Yeah. All right. Gunplay says, would you guys start Drake London, Debo Samuel, or Rashee Rice this week?
Who the hell are your other wide receivers that you're going to choose between these 3?
Yeah, you're stacked. Well, it's between London or Rashee. I would say
I'm going Drake London. I mean, yeah.
First game for Rice back, right?
Well, I don't think I don't think they're going to ease him in. It's not like he was hurt, but
yeah, but that's like that. If I'm going London or Rice, it's probably like the reasoning I would go with London, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
they're both great options, so it's like you can't really go wrong.
Travis Kelce has been more consistent than Kyle Pitts, so maybe if you want to factor in other targets on the team, maybe Rashid doesn't get the dominant targets, because Travis Kelce has been getting 7, 8, 9 targets a game, and he's done pretty well with them the last couple of weeks. But I was drafting Drake London ahead of Rashee Rice, so that's going to be my reasoning.
Yeah. But if Rashee wasn't suspended, he probably would have been what?
In the second round.
Round, yeah.
In the second round, yeah.
All right. Nino says, number one priority, I had Burden locked in, then saw DJ Moore is now just day to day. So should I switch over to Tez, Boutte, or Calvin Austin or still take Burden?
I would. This is tough. I would still take Burden. I mean, if you only need a wide receiver for a week or for week 7, then maybe Tez is the answer here. But my problem with Boutte, now I'm a New England Patriots fan. You get to see that right there in the back. Is the Patriots offense likes to spread the ball around. They don't necessarily go to one guy. They're very game plan centric on who gets, the targets each week. So Boutte is going to be like a boom or bust type of play. Calvin Austin,
forget about Calvin Austin.
Yeah. I don't know why he's there. I wouldn't even consider him. Luther Burden, he had 4 receptions, 51 yards last week. In week 3, he had 3 receptions for 101 yards versus Dallas. We do know that this coaching staff used an early second-round pick on him, and rookie wide receivers tend to gain steam as the season rolls on. And, DJ Moore has also been rumored to be moved, possibly be moved. So I'm definitely going with Luther Burden.
I don't think DJ Moore really likes Caleb. I just saw a video on Instagram where he's sitting next to Caleb and Caleb's screaming and DJ's looking up in the air with his eyes rolling and shit. There's something going on there.
Yeah, well, it's been. I mean, he walked off the field last year, and he was blocking his ass off the other night. Monday night. But
Boutte, like you said, he was great week 1. They didn't do anything for 5 weeks until last week, so he's going to be tough to predict. Burden's the best pick going forward. I think Tez is like a 1 week thing, maybe, so I think Burden, but Tez might be the best 1 week play. But Burden going forward. Ryan says also, should I add Kayshon Boutte, Sterling Shepard, Tez Johnson, or should I just keep Troy Franklin stashed?
This is tough. I don't know. I have a lot of Troy Franklin, and I'm starting to give up on him in redraft anyway. In Dynasty, obviously, I'm still stashing him. To me, it's
either Boutte or Troy Franklin.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, unless it's a 1 week play. If it's a 1 week play, I might consider one of the Tampa Bay wide receivers. But if this is just a deep bench stash, then I guess this is tough. I guess I would. I would flip a coin between Franklin and Boutte, but I guess Franklin. I'll lean Franklin. Yeah.
I think
Franklin and Boutte are pretty much like, as far as a fantasy football asset go, they're pretty equal.
The only thing about Boutte is he's playing with Drake May, and Drake May is playing pretty good damn ball right now.
He is better, and if something were to happen to Diggs, I think there's more of an injury chance for Diggs than there is for Sutton.
And Boutte was a big time prospect, and then he just kind of fell off that last year and fell in the draft. So
yeah, you talk me into it, Steve. It's Boutte here.
Yeah, I think it's close, but I think I prefer Boutte. Jamie says, hit that like button, support the best content on the internet. Appreciate that, Jamie. He says, did a show. I was unhinged. Yeah, being unhinged always makes a little good content. Anthony used to get unhinged a lot for sure. That always brought good content. Shout out to Anthony again. We're supporting him. The rest of the year, I told the guys, I'm going out to dinner, but I'll do the show. I do it for Anthony. I do it for the Face Off Sports Network brand 100%. And Albert says, Jamie. Josh says, longtime listener, first time caller. Any interest in Xavier Hutchinson at all? NFC wide receivers are thin. I don't like Xavier Hutchinson at all. I don't know why they're not using
what about Paco
rookies more.
But
he did score 2 touchdowns the other week.
I was gonna say he's in there with like the Paco Washingtons and the I don't know. I'm not looking at it. I had him. There were a couple of times this season that I had him as like a 4th contingency bid, and obviously I didn't get him, but I did throw him in there as a 4th contingency bid. We'll say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're going to play these rookies, but if it's a 1 week thing, I don't take it. I don't mind taking a shot. I don't know, if there's what the other options are, but that seems pretty thin if you're talking about him. Jamie says, Stevie rock, dude, and Joe, I love the accent. Kyron, my nemesis, can get some more targets. Fannin, I love Harold's mom. Oh my God! Look what he says. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Gaddison, my most owned dynasty tight end, 18 of 30 leagues. Wow.
I have him in 2 out of 3. So I'm right there.
I got him in 1. I got him in 1, and I traded in front of Ernie. He was like obsessed with Gadsden. I traded in front of Ernie and took him, and Ernie was so pissed off. He keeps asking me for him, and I'm like, dude, you got to give me something I can like, but he hasn't. And it's tight end premium, so I think I'm just gonna hold on to him. Nakey 0613 says, I have Otten and Bowers on IR. Should I drop a waiver pick to pick up Fannin, or should keep rolling out? Pick up Fannin. I'm 100%.
Yeah. Then we had that same question earlier.
Yeah, we did. 3-piece one says best tight end out of Meyer, Otten, and Gadsden. That was similar to, I think we went Gadsden, right?
Well, Otten for this week.
Yeah.
Otten for this week.
Unless
Gadsden,
QJ's out, then it's close again, right?
yeah.
So
Gadsden long term, Otten for this week. That's my take on that.
All right. Can Tez be a 2-week star? I've seen some people compare him to Tank Dell, and I kind of see that in his game. But the problem is, I mean, if the injuries are going to pile up, if Ibuka's out and Evans doesn't return, he definitely could be a 2-week guy. And Godwin sounds like he's going to be out for a couple more weeks, maybe.
Evans always has been notorious to start slow. When he comes back from the hamstring injury, that first game back, he's usually only gets about 3 or 4 targets. So just a little note. It's something that I learned from the first time I played him a couple seasons ago when he missed a couple games, and I threw him back in my lineup, and I should have stuck with the I forget who I had as a fill in, but anyways I ended up leaving points on the bench. So there's something to note. So yeah, he could be.
Yeah, plus he's older now too. It might take him a little while to get going.
Yeah. Evans needs that one game before you want to put him back in your lineup.
Yeah, I like Tez, man. He was a beast at Oregon. He just kind of fell in the draft probably because of his size, but he's definitely a good player. And he's got Baker throwing the ball. Baker's on fire right now, so I like Tez. Ryan Blumreiter says, with my tight ends question I had earlier, I have to add and start a tight end this week with Kincaid on a bye. Is Gadsden a good play versus the Colts? Meyer versus KC, Schultz versus Seattle. Also, Higbee is on the waiver wire as well.
Oh, I can bring up real quick the tight end rankings, defense against tight ends. So who do we got? We got the Colts.
Yeah, Gadsden. The Colts are like middle of the pack, I see.
Yep, they are.
Higbee, Jaguars are like 12th.
Schultz, Seattle is.
Where's Schultz? Seattle's 23rd. So
Seattle's the best matchup wise.
Yeah,
Schultz provides a decent floor, but I don't see him having a ceiling.
How about Mayer? Where's
Mayer versus Casey is 5th. Tight ends.
Yeah, I don't like
that. They're pretty tough against tight ends, actually. No,
they got a good defense. I don't like that one as much.
It's between for me. I think it's between Schultz and Higbee, but I would keep an eye out if QJ is out, then Gadsden becomes in play. Yeah, Gadsden probably gives you the best ceiling here. Schultz best floor. I do think Higbee's my favorite pass catcher from the Rams, other than Devontae Adams, to see an uptick. And like Jamie says, maybe we can see some more action out of Kyron too. But I do think Higbee gets a bump this week. So,
all right. Brian Payne says, hello, Benson is only on 54% of rosters. I feel like he's the number one ad for the next 3 weeks, and nobody is saying much about it. Yeah, I picked him up. I just spent a decent amount, but you got to wait like maybe another month for him to come back. But if you have the luxury of being able to wait and you got some garbage, or if you could put him on the IR, 100%, I would be adding Benson if he's out there.
Yes, I agree.
John Abruzzo says, trade Debo and Rico for Rashi. Nervous that Rico becomes a season-long stud and I lose this. I would do it for Rashi right now.
I'm in on that move too.
Yeah, I mean, I think the very least for the very most for Rico, it's going to be a 50-50 with Hubbard. I don't think he's going to take Hubbard's job. Do you think so?
Well, I talked about this earlier too. Here's my take on this. I think that this could play out 2 ways. They could ride Rico until he cools off, or Hubbard comes back and it's 50-50 split and Hubbard plays good. If they do the 50-50 split and Hubbard looks bad, then you could be looking at Rico becoming a season-long stud. I think you could see him take over the backfield, not completely, but have more of the carries. But I think Personally, I think they're just gonna ride Rico until he cools off, and they're gonna ease Hubbard back in, and then eventually it'll be a 50-50 split. That's how I see it playing out. But
yeah,
I mean, that's what you're looking at for scenarios. So
yeah. My take is I thought Hubbard was the better running back coming into the season. But Rico, I mean, he's looked great. Again, it's against the Dolphins and Cowboys, two of the worst defenses. But I mean, he's played great. I mean, so I think without a doubt, he's earned a bigger role. Hubbard, and this system is great for running backs. Canales usually likes to feature one guy, so it's going to be interesting. Like, maybe he gives Rico a little bit more of a burn. Maybe you're right. Maybe Hubbard starts a little bit slow. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But I don't think Rico is just going to take the job flat out. I don't know if I see that based off how much they're paying Hubbard too as well. Ezekiel says, should I drop Ridley and pick up Burden or Hayden or Jaden Higgins or Cam Johnson or Coker? Any recommendations? I think I'd hold on to Ridley, but I don't know about his injury. Is it going to be a multi-week injury?
Not sure. I'm going to check that out.
Let's see here. Troubling news. Downgraded to out with a hamstring injury.
Hamstrings can go from anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks. So,
yeah. So are you? I mean, if you can't put him on the IR, are you going to drop him for one of these guys? I don't know.
It depends on how bad I need wide receivers, I guess. Yeah. Probably not, but I do like Luther and Burden the most out of there. Coker is an interesting flyer as well.
Coker, for me is it's a little bit more concentrated to him. So I'm kind of intrigued by him. He had a good start to the finish good end of the season last year. Been banged up this year. So I think it would be Coker or Burden for me as well. But I don't know if I want to drop Ridley. Do you have anybody else you could drop, or can you put him on the IR? 3-piece once he fails says, how would you rank the priority in waiver out of these 4 in redraft? Harvey, Downs, Wandale, and Spears. Interesting.
I'd go Wandale, Harvey, Downs, Spears.
Especially if you need a receiver. I think Wandale would be number 1.
Yeah. Josh Downs. Go ahead, Steve.
No, over Downs, I was going to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh Downs had a good week this past week, but his snap share didn't increase. He's still playing only 50 to 60% snaps, only running about 20 routes a game. That's kind of low. He's a slot wide receiver. He comes off on 2 wide receiver sets. Alec Pierce is the one out there with Pittman when they go 2 wide receivers. Then you factor in Tyler Warren has been pretty consistent. So Downs is definitely very hard to figure out when you're going to start him. If you do plug him in for the bye week, you could get a dud, or you could get a 15-point game. But I'm not confident in Downs as a redraft starter. So Wandale for sure there.
Did you say you liked Harvey or Spears better?
I like Harvey better. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Tajay Spears is just he can't stay on the field. I mean, I know he's getting back healthy, but just the Tennessee offense is awful.
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. I thought he looked pretty good, actually, Tajay, this week, but their offense is brutal.
Yeah. RJ Harvey is in a much better offense, and for some reason.
When do you think it's going to start to come for RJ Harvey? Like, I last week I saw him miss a block where Bo Nix fumbled on it. I think they recovered it, so I think that cost him some playing time. But Bidet was out this week, and he still didn't really do anything. I mean, that whole entire offense didn't do shit this week, but you'd have to think at some point they're going to start gearing him up a little bit more, right?
I think it's just the contingent upside. If Dobbins would have missed time, Harvey would probably be a better play than Spears. Spears is probably give you a better weekly floor, but I don't know. Pollard, they ride Pollard, and the offense stinks. So It's close. It's close, but
yeah. Ryan says, okay, cool. I might go Higbee because Puka will be out also. And other than Devontae, the Rams need another pass catcher. Rams are playing at Jacksonville, though. Should I just go with Higbee?
I will say this about Jacksonville. Even though they're like 20th, I checked it earlier. They're around 20th against the wide receivers. They have been very good at taking away the top option of the opposing teams and making the other guys beat them. So
Jacksonville's defense is good.
Yeah, their secondary is tough. They've given up the yards in the fantasy points, but like I said, they're good at shutting down the opposing team's top target. And this is why I like Higbee. Why I gave Higbee a boost this week. And he's one of my. If you need a tight end for week 7, he's definitely somebody I'm spending FAAB on because he's going directly into my lineup. So, I would just roll with Higbee.
Jags D coordinator, by the way, is from Jersey, from Fair Lawn, New Jersey, a town I used to live next to. And also from Fair Lawn, New Jersey is Luke McCaffrey's grandfather, CMC's grandfather, who was an Olympic sprinter. So Fair Lawn producing some good football stuff. Nice little blue-collar town in Jersey. Ridley, annoying as fuck. Yeah, he is. I mean, he is. He just hasn't been the same since that 2019 season when he got suspended, then he got hurt. He's just been frustrating. I mean, he looked great. I thought he was kind of toast, then he looked good, and then he gets hurt again. So, yeah, if it's going to be a month, go, if you can't put him on the IR, I don't blame you for dropping him if you need some receiver help. Jamie says, have you watched the Hulu show called Chad Powers? No, I haven't seen it yet. How about you, Joe?
No, I don't have time to watch TV shows, bro. I can't remember the last TV show I watched.
I actually watched a good movie the other night about this guy who bets the farm on the Packers. It was with the guy from Coach. Remember the show Coach back in the day?
Yeah.
Craig D. Nelson. Yeah. He played the farmer, so he owed a bunch of money. So the mortgage guy says, well, if the Packers go to the Super Bowl, I'll give you a year free interest.
I think I may have seen that.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Gold and what the hell is it called? Gold.
I have seen that movie. It was a long time ago, but I have seen that movie.
No, I think it just came out recently.
Is it new? Oh, really?
Yeah, I think 2015. Maybe actually, yeah, maybe you're right. 2015, maybe it came out. So maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe you did see it. Gold and blue or gold and green. Gold and green. Green and gold.
The storyline rings a bell, and then when you mentioned the Coach guy, yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. But yeah, the shows, it's tough. Like during football season, like I'm trying to stay on top of things, but I'll check it out. I mean, I need a break every once in a while, so I'll check that out, Jamie. Ryan says, do you think Bill will bounce back versus Dallas, or should I start Pollard or Travion Henderson 10-man PPR?
I think I'd go with Bill here.
Yeah, I'd go with Bill too. That was a weird game. Credit to the Bears defense, though. They looked better this week. So, Dennis Allen historically has been a pretty decent coordinator, so maybe he's got them going a little bit. Bill did have the fumble early on, which cost him a little playing time, but he wasn't really breaking. He looked incredible the week before, so I thought he was going to have a great game.
Yeah, he's definitely the most likely to score a touchdown of this three.
Michael Regine says, of the IR receiver, who would you stash, Reed, Tillman, or Christian Watson?
Probably Tillman.
Tillman, isn't he out for the year?
Is he out for the year? I don't know.
I think he is.
Jordan,
I thought he was.
If that's the case, then.
Well, the thing is, Reed's going to be out for another 4 or 5 weeks. Watson might be coming back in a week or two. I think I'd rather have Watson.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I don't like any Green Bay wide receiver. I guess.
Actually, no, I don't think he's out for the year. Tillman.
Yeah, I think it's Tillman. It's Tillman for me either way. I don't know if necessarily would stash a wide receiver that long, but
you could put him on the IR. So, I like Watson for me. Joe likes Tillman. Captain Moist Beer says, dude, I just looked. Coker sucked ass last year. Bro had one good game versus Dallas. I thought he had a couple. Didn't he have like 2 or 3 good games down the stretch last year? Jalen Coker?
Yeah, it was a couple of games, but Adam Thielen was also in the picture, and it was
Coker's
different.
Coker's a good receiver.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see his game log last year. Yeah, Dallas 6 for 110 touchdown. He had 5 for 8 against Arizona, 2 for 35 against Tampa, and then 7 for 62 against Atlanta. Yeah, so not as good as I thought, but he did have 6 for 78 against Denver and a touchdown. 8 for, well, I'm actually targets, 4 for 78, 3 for 41, 4 for 68 early on against the Bears. So yeah, I mean, he was okay. I thought he was a little bit better, but he did have a big game against Dallas, decent game against Atlanta, 7 for 62.
He was slated for a little bit more volume. I guess that's why he got like a little bit of some steam.
Okay. Marvin says, start 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex. Quentin Johnson, Pickens, Debo, Chase, Metcalf, Achane, Judkins, Kamara, Pacheco, please and thank you. You're pretty damn stacked over there, Marvin. Shit.
Yeah. 2 wide receivers. So I think I'd go Pickens and Chase. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you get 1 flex too, so you could throw Metcalf in there if you want.
And the running backs, I'd go. Damn, that's close.
Well, definitely Achane.
Yeah, Achane and Judkins. I mean, Judkins going to have a bounce back week, I think.
And then who would you throw in at the flex? QJ if he plays, Debo, or Metcalf? Or one of the backs?
I think Debo. I'd go with the upside.
Metcalf gets the Bengals Thursday night.
Oh, well, see, Bengals are dead last against the run, and the Steelers have 3 running backs and Arthur Smith. That's how I see that. Metcalf.
Commanders get the Cowboys. That's a good matchup too.
Yeah, I think I go Debo in the flex.
Yeah, I don't mind either Metcalf or Debo. I think they're both pretty solid there. I would sit the backs for the flex there. Marvin says, sup. Hey, Joe, can you say Harvey again? I just love that accent.
Harvey.
Moet Mill. Oh, I love that. Moet Mill says, what's up, bros?
I'll say his full name. R.J. Harvey.
Oh, I love it. I remember I was working up in Boston when Nomar got traded years ago, and they're like, I was the bar like Nomar gone, Nomar gone.
Nomar's gone, and then we won the World Series.
Yeah, man, Nomar was a great hell of a player though.
He was awesome until he started using the juice, and then it ruined his swing. He was batting like 360 consistently.
Yeah. Jamie says, what's the best pizza in Jersey? I'll tell you one place. There's a place called Centillo's in Elizabeth, New Jersey. This guy, Al Centillo, he's awesome. You could watch it on Barstool. He visited the place. But I remember going to his place one time and I go, what's your best pie? Because he's got like 5 or 6. It's like, that's a tough one to say. It's like the NFL. Any team could beat any team any week. You know, it's like, but he's the absolute man. But his place burnt down. And he's rebuilding his oven. He hasn't been open for like over a year, but he's going to be open, I think, next month. But it's definitely like top 3 in New Jersey. But he's the man. Centillo's in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Jovian Bond says, Isaiah Davis, a top waiver wire pickup with the potential Hall trade.
He's worth the stash. Mentioned it earlier. I definitely think he's worth the stash. I don't know about top waiver wire, but.
Yeah. Jamie, one more pizza place, Pizza Town in Elmwood Park, where I grew up. Great place. Been there since 1958, right off Route 46. They're open like 2 in the morning on Friday and Saturday too. And the pizza comes out hot, fast. They got beers now, and they actually take credit cards now. They didn't take credit cards for either because the place sold it to this new owner, but he used to work there. But still a great place. Jamie says we have 27 people watching, but only 11 likes. Hit that like button. I appreciate that, Jamie. Moet says, pick up Fannin or keep Mason Taylor. I like Fannin, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think with Garrett Wilson out, Mason Taylor might still see volume, but I think he's going to get smothered by defenses now. And Justin Fields just
They got nobody, man.
yeah. I'm not I'm going with at least Fannin look good with Njoku's out now for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I'm with you, Steve. Fannin here for me.
Yeah, it's a storm of a bunch of things. The Jets coaching sucks. Fields is locked up. He's gun shy. Their offensive line stinks. I mean, the Jets are it's just year in and year out. They're a fucking disgrace. So,
and if they do move Breece Hall, then it's real bad. It's even worse.
Even worse. I mean, they didn't even throw him a pass. Maybe that's because they want to trade him. Who the hell knows?
I can't believe he went without a target. Dude,
they didn't throw one screen to him. Nothing. It was just
baffled the shit out of me, because if they used them underneath, then the Denver secondary would have had to come up a little bit, and I think it would have opened things up a little. Maybe I don't know if Justin Fields would have taken advantage of that, but
they got Fields sitting in the pocket like he's Jared Goff too, no rollouts, no play action rollout. I don't know. It's just a disaster. Ryan Blumlighter says, one more thing. In my 20-man PPR league, wow, 20-man, that's insane. Pick up 2 running backs to start. You got in a 20-man, you got Kamara and
maybe he means no, 20 on the roster.
Okay,
but even
I was going to say 20-man league. How the hell is Kamara Rashad White available? People are asleep. I don't know.
Oh, it's not to pick up. It's pick 2 running backs to start. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay,
my bad, Ryan.
So maybe it is a 20-man league.
I'm asleep over here. Go ahead.
Shit. This one's pretty close all around. I think I like Rachaad White and Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren's a definite for sure. Rachaad White's delivered both games with Bucky Urban out, and the Chicago defense just looked real good. And we're talking about Chicago defense at Soldier Field. So yeah, and Kamara has been in a full committee with Kendre Miller. He's got a decent floor with his pass catching ability and his receptions, but his ceiling is long gone. So definitely, Rachaad White is getting all 3 downs. He's getting the goal line carries. He's involved in the pass game. This could be a high scoring game or it could be a competitive game, or they could be playing from behind if Detroit gets off to a fast start. It is in Detroit, so Detroit's offense probably going to be putting up points. So yeah, I think I like Rachaad White and Jaylen Warren here.
Yeah, I'm with you there too. Rachaad White, this is like his bread and butter. He's going to catch he should catch a ton of passes in this game. They don't have a lot of weapons. And then, I like Warren. I thought the Chicago run defense looked a little bit better last week. And the Saints offense, they're not going to be moving the ball a ton. And he's split with Miller. Ryan says, thanks so much for your time, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great night. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Come back again. You have a great night as well. Jamie likes the Tillman call, Joe. I know he's a big Tillman truther, Jamie. Angel Kovac says Charlie Kirk autographed hats are selling for over $5,000 on eBay. They'd be worth millions someday, like Martin Luther King's autographs. I think Kirk's birthday is today, actually, too. So rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Moet Mills says Ferguson or Laporta, Dax stack.
Ferguson.
Yeah,
he's the tight end one.
Yeah. I go Ferguson as well. The AJ 24 says, should I trade Ladd, Sutton, and Dowdle for St. Brown? 10 team, full PPR, 2 running backs, 2 receiver, 2 flex.
I wouldn't do that. I like Sutton. I think Ladd is on the rise. St. Brown is great, but that's an overpay. Doubt you could be trading away a league winner if Chuba comes back and he doesn't look good, which I don't think will be the case, but it's definitely in the range of outcomes. So yeah, that's an overpay. I wouldn't give up that much for St. Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're getting the best player. Obviously, Dowdle, you expect a lesser role. But yeah, Lads, I think it's too much as well. Jamie says, I love you, Joe.
Love you too, Jamie.
Captain Moy Spear says, trade Kelsey for Pittman Jr. in my standard league to try and scramble to replace Ibuka. Pitts was my other tight end. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd do that because maybe Rashee Rice takes away some of Kelsey's value, some of his consistency, because Kelsey has been pretty consistent with the targets and receptions, five, 6 receptions, 7 to 8 targets. Almost every time he's targeted, he's bringing it in. Other than the times he drops it, it's not like Mahomes is missing him. So, yeah, I like that trade. Michael Pittman Jr. is I think he's wide receiver. I looked it up earlier. I want to say 14 off the top of my head, but let me double check that.
Yeah, I would say, obviously Pitts is, not the best if you move off Kelsey. What is your record? I like the trade in general, but what is your record? What other tight ends can you pick up as well? But I still think you're getting the better player there overall for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Michael Pittman's a top 24 wide receiver. I would make that trade.
Yeah, just, if you could pick up a decent tight end, maybe a Gatson or something. This way you get a little help with Pitts the rest of the year. Marvin says, with Josh Allen and Bills on the bye, are we going Dart or Darnold, Bears or Kansas City?
Isn't Dart playing the Broncos?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking. Maybe he's talking about defenses there. I don't know. But yeah, the Dart is playing the Broncos. Not a great matchup. And Darnold's got who else Darnold got? Texans Monday night. Not a great matchup. Not a great matchup for Darnold either.
No, but I'm gonna say Jaxson Dart because I think his floor is there. He's got the rushing upside. If the Giants are playing from behind, he's throwing passes, and Jaxson Dart.
Yeah, about the same total in those two games, 40.5 in the Broncos game, and then 41.5 in the Seattle game. I think with the rushing floor, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe Dart, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually think the Giants are going to eke out a win here.
The only thing I would say, though, is the Texans, the Seattle defense, the secondary has been banged up. They've kind of been vulnerable. Maybe Stroud maybe this game goes over the total, but a little bit more of a shootout. And Darnold, I mean, he's been slinging the ball. I don't really like the matchup for Dart here. But he could run for 50, 60 yards and a touchdown too. So, yeah, the floor might be a little bit safer.
Yeah, Houston's D has been playing real good too, and they're coming off a bye week.
They got a great secondary for sure. Tingley says, should I pick up Downs, Boutte, Spears, Coker, or Shepard PPR?
Shepard.
It depends what you need. I mean, if you need a running back, I'm going Spears.
Yeah. If it's a wide receiver, I'd say Boutte. Downs is. I mean, Boutte is hard to predict when to start too, but at least Boutte has a higher ceiling than Downs, in my opinion.
Yeah. So you're going Boutte at the top receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's Coker, I think, or Boutte. And then if you need a running back, we're going Spears. Moet says this nightcap session dope as fuck. Appreciate that, Moet. Come back again, man. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button if you haven't already. Captain Moistbeard says 4-2. I can get Fannin, or I like AJ Barner, or do we like AJ Barner? We're going Fannin. This is a Fannin show.
Fannin or like AJ Bond. AJ Bond is not bad too. Standard for TDs.
Yeah, I like Fannin.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're probably right. With Njoku out of the picture and Fannin getting
what's the deal with Njoku? Is
I read 2 to 3 weeks earlier today. I don't know if that's
he
been
could get
updated.
traded too. There's a possibility he could get traded as well.
This is definitely Fannin's time to prove himself too. Yeah, I like Fannin over Bonner. Yeah, Seattle got a tough matchup too.
Captain Moistbeard says I had Ridley and Terry and was looking at playing Trey Tucker the third week in a row.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, is Terry definitely playing this week?
I don't know. I think he's going to be. It's too early to tell. I don't really.
He hasn't really done much all year. Trey Tucker's provided a decent floor. He gave you 11 points, 12 points the last 2 weeks. And of course, we've seen his sailing game already. So, yeah, I don't hate the call if you go Trey Tucker.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Who the Raiders got this week? Chiefs, not the best, but I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if both of them are out, right?
Yeah, I mean, but Brock Bowers is still out, so got to throw the ball at somebody.
Traded Rashad White, and Gino's going to sling it. Traded Rashad White from Marv last week because I needed a wide receiver. I had Hampton before injury, Judkins, Javonte Williams, and Brees. Was this a good trade? Marv got hurt this week, and Bucky's still out. I think for the long term, it's a good trade. He had a concussion, so he should be back soon. So, yeah, it was a good trade.
Yeah, I agree.
3PC says better Superflex stash, Mac Jones or Brissett. Honestly, don't even know who is more likely to play this week, Purdy or Kyler. I think Kyler's going to be out a few weeks, right? So I guess Brissett has more value for the next couple of weeks. Mac Jones, I mean, Purdy's healthy. He's not going to play. So
right.
Moet says, got my red cup and plan for the week, feeling like a real GM. Who would you select for flex, ETN, AJ, Diggs, or K9? Lastly, defense, Browns or Chiefs?
K9. Patriots got a good matchup this week. They're playing Tennessee. They're playing Tennessee. I mean,
AJ's got the Vikings.
Vikings suck against the run more than they do the pass, and they have a decent pass rush. ETN has been kind of shitty the last couple of weeks. I think he relies on a big play. And he didn't get that big play the last couple of weeks, and it's definitely affected his performance. K9.
Jags get the Rams.
K9, the Rams are top, even though Derrick Henry just ran for 125 yards after I told people to consider sitting them because the Rams were giving up only 5.7 fantasy points per game to running backs going into last week. So, they definitely have a tough run defense. K9's been a headache because him and Charbonnet share carries. Charbonnet's been actually getting a little bit more run than K9, which is weird. I think I'm going either AJ or Diggs, and I like the matchup for the Patriots against Tennessee. Diggs had a down week last week. I could see him easily bouncing back this week. Give me Stephon Diggs.
So you're going Stephon Diggs for the flex there?
Yeah, I think so.
Do we have two there or just who would you select for a flex?
And then the defense question, Browns or Chiefs?
I'm going Chiefs.
Chiefs. Who are the Chiefs playing?
Browns get the Dolphins. Chiefs get they have a good matchup. Raiders.
Oh, yeah, they're both good matchups.
I'm going
Chiefs are at home though, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Chiefs.
Marvin says Bears or Kansas City. We're going Kansas City. Look out with Mac Jones, the Atlanta defense, bunch of dogs, but Purdy could be back this week. Jamie's ranting on in the chat about multiple different things.
I think he's drunk. Jamie, you drunk?
Yeah, he's definitely drunk. I had a couple. Got offered Vidal and Ferguson for McBride. Should I pull the trigger?
Vidal and Ferguson for McBride. I gotta say no.
What if you need a running back?
If you're really running back needy for the next couple, I mean, Hampton's going to be back in like what 5 weeks?
Maybe? They said it could. They said it could be longer than the 4 weeks. So
Vidal could be fool's gold though. Like he was against the shitty defense last week, and now this week he's got the Colts, right? So, yeah, no, I'd hold McBride. I'm gonna stay with that.
Yeah, I would say if you need a running back, I don't mind it because Ferguson's gonna be pretty steady, I would imagine, the rest of the year. But it's tough giving up a player like Trey McBride.
What about when CD comes back though? And Pickens has looked
Yeah,
great.
no, that's true too.
When Pickens, I mean, when Ferguson was producing with CD healthy, Pickens wasn't. But Pickens looked real damn good. Like they found a way to get him involved. I mean, I think this could affect Ferguson's ceiling.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only way you do it is if you're like you have a shitty record and you need some running back help to get you a couple wins, then I would do it. Otherwise, if you're a strong team, you got some good running back depth, I would just stay put. Murdoch says, drop McLaurin. Someone drop Zay. I have Ibuka and Pearsall. Stacked at running back and trying to trade, but if nothing comes, Boutte, Wandale, Downs, or Burden, pick 2.
Drop McLaurin. Who else can you drop? Like, do we have to drop McLaurin?
Yeah. I mean, you got to get Zay Flowers, obviously.
If you're looking to pick up Boutte and Wandale and shit, you got somebody better than McLaurin to drop, no? Yeah. I don't know. That question doesn't make all that much sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, you can't drop McLaurin. Would you rather have McLaurin or Zay Flowers the rest of the year?
Reluctantly Zay Flowers. I mean, even without Lamar, he's getting 5+ receptions, even though they're all like low A dot targets. He's still getting the volume, and McLaurin hasn't shown anything for us yet this year, even when he was healthy. So, unless you're going to be real patient with McLaurin and you have time to play around with your roster and don't have to rely on McLaurin in your lineup, right away, I'd take Zay over McLaurin.
Captain Moisbeer says, can't drop Terry. I think he plays this week versus Dallas. Marcus Soto says, wide receiver, JSN, Garrett Pickens, Shaheed, tight ends, Kittle, Fannin, trade ideas. I would try to trade maybe Shaheed and one of those tight ends and get a running back if you need it, or I don't know, get an upgrade somewhere.
That's tough because, I mean, is it tight end premium? Can you flex a tight end? What just happened?
Context is key. That's the
nice. I was gonna say
that's Hoff's favorite graphic right there. What just happened? He said.
Yeah, he gave us some good info, but we need the context.
Yeah. Where am I at here? All right. Anthony Ortega says, I want to trade away K9, need an RB2. What are the running backs in the same range that I could trade for? Willing to throw in Addison. Everybody else on my bench is injured. I mean, K9 is so talented. Charbonnet has got this cheeseball roll where K9 gets like a 16-yard run, and then Charbonnet comes in for like a 3-yard touchdown. It's just like, it's frustrating. They're not really using him. I think they trust Charbonnet a little bit more in like pass protection as well. K9 does some dumb things every once in a while, but what other running backs do you think in that range you can get, especially if he throws an Addison? You should get something really nice.
Kenneth Walker and Jordan Addison. Let's take a look at the RB list. If you do those two together, who could you get? Maybe I would try Cam Scatterboo, maybe. What about Rico Dowdle?
No.
You want to take a shot on
not
Rico?
Not for both. Addison.
No, not straight up, but maybe maybe you can get Rico Dowdle in something else. Maybe you can get 2 running backs. See what the Rico Dowdle owner is. Maybe you can get. I mean,
if I'm giving up Addison and K9, I'm going to try to go for like maybe Saquon.
if you can give up Jordan Addison, your wide receivers must be good. So I would consider trying to get 2 running backs. If you can't upgrade to an RB2 that's worth the return for a 2-for-1 type of deal, maybe try to get 2 running backs. One with
Kyron, Saquon. Maybe you could get Achane. I don't know. Probably not Achane. Maybe Barkley you could get for those 2.
I think the threshold is Scatterbo. And maybe
how about Genty?
I don't think the Genty owner is giving them up for those 2. Maybe DeAndre Swift. I would try to get like DeAndre Swift and J.K. Dobbins. Like try to get 2 of them. If you need running backs, if you need an RB2, that means you need an RB3 too. That's kind of the message I'm seeing here. So
yeah, I might do it for Scatterbo. I would do it for Genty. I don't think I would do it for Dobbins and Swift.
You get 2 of them though. If you can give up Addison, sometimes you got to lose a little to get what you need.
Yeah, it depends on your receiver depth.
That's what I'm saying. If he's willing to give up Addison, his receivers got to be.
But
stacked.
I don't know. I'm a K9 guy, so like I want to be patient with him. I know it's been frustrating as shit. I just feel like it's going to get better.
That's also another option too, but it's like a 50-50 split down the middle. Like any way you look at it, I've looked like the last like 3-4 games. They're cannibalizing each other. It's terrible because you spent the 5th round pick on Walker and like a 7th, 8th round pick on Charbonnet, and neither one of them are doing anything.
This week was ridiculous. I mean, didn't Walker only have like 7 carries this week?
Yeah, but the snap shit is like dead right down the middle. Yeah. The snap counts.
Yeah, I mean, Walker's definitely the better player. I'm kind of like betting on the talent playing out, but the coaches, they like Charbonnet. You know, he's solid for what he does. So, I mean, it's frustrating. I don't, if you want to make a move, Scatterbo would be nice. If you get Scatterbo, that'd be pretty nice for me.
I like the hold call, though, too, Steve, because I say this all the time every year. Teams will start to use the players that they rely on, their better players. They rely on the better players as the season gets closer towards the end. So
yeah,
in Seattle, everybody in that division is 4-2. I think there's 3 teams that are 4-2, and the Arizona's 2-4. So, as long as they're in the thick of things, Kenneth Walker could emerge. They could lean on. Maybe they're just trying to keep him fresh until the games really, really start to mean something, and they need to rely on their better players.
Yeah, Walker had 10 carries this week for 34. Charbonnet 12 for 24. On the year, it's Charbonnet 46% snap and Walker 41%. Yeah, it's frustrating, man. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. If you want to hold, that's fine. If you want to try to make a good deal for Cam, or if you get 2 quality running backs, I don't hate that too if you have the receiver depth. Full PPR, he says. Marcus Soto says 5-1 full PPR QBs, May, Love, running backs Achane, Bucky, Jacobs, Woody, wide receivers JSN, Garrett Pickens, Shaheed, tight end Kittle, Fannin. Trade ideas.
Let's see, JSN, Garrett. I'm assuming that's Garrett Wilson. So you definitely need wide receiver help. Running backs are good. I wouldn't trade any running backs because Bucky's hurt. You got Jacobs and A-Chain. I think you might have to part ways with one of those tight ends.
I would trade Woody Marks, and I would deal him. And maybe he's expendable. And one of the tight ends with Shaheed, and see if you can upgrade. Trade those 3 and see if you can get 1 or 2 quality players back. That's what I would do.
You're definitely looking for a wide receiver, though, in my opinion. Shaheed's not bad, but he's somebody that you can throw, like Steve said, you can throw him in a deal to sweeten it up with the tight end.
You could throw one of the quarter. You could throw in Love too in there.
Yeah,
I don't think you need him.
Package Shaheed with one of the tight ends, or Shaheed with Love, or Shaheed with Woody. I mean, if you do Woody Marks, you probably have to throw a third guy in there. But maybe wait for the next Woody Mox game. I mean, the thing with Houston running backs is when they're playing with the lead, Nick Chubb is going to be the guy getting the carries. When they're playing from behind, that's when you see Woody Mox, and it's all game plan, game script dependent. Both of them, both Nick Chubb and Woody Mox. So,
yeah. Jerry says, would you drop Charbonnet for Woody Marks? I wouldn't.
Yeah, probably not.
You think Mixon's coming back this year, or you think he's dead?
No, I think he's dead. Last week I had a pretty decent source tell me that he's probably not coming back.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming. I do have a serious question. How much FAAB would you put in Gibbs in a Guilty League? Taylor went for 227 3 weeks ago. That's it? Jeez.
What week are we on? Week 6?
Week 7.
Week 7. Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, I would bid everything to get Gibbs. I would leave myself like $10 and just figure it out. That's the way I would do it.
The thing is,
Steve, the money, maybe like 50. Yeah, I know. I play in a couple guillotines.
You wanna have money towards the end of those.
At the end, right? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was exaggerating a little bit. Maybe like $50 left. I don't know. If your team is stacked, depends on what you have, I guess. I don't know. But like Gibbs,
and how exactly how you've been finishing. If you're talking like you've been in the top 5 consistently week in and week out, then I would drop the bag on them, because then he puts your roster over the top. If you're doing this just to stay afloat, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
that's true. Yeah,
I mean,
like if your team is stacked and like the running back is all you really need. Then you could probably just go all in on Gibbs. It all depends. It's like how much Taylor only went for 227. I don't know, but I mean I don't know. It depends.
227. My answer do 227 or 237.
You probably have to drop a little. Yeah, people might have less money now too. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. This is my first year doing guillotine, but I'm still alive so far in 2 leagues. One league I have $60 left, and I think the other league I have like 180. So I've spent a good amount so far, but my teams are pretty stacked. I think I only need like 1 or 2 more pieces. So like in that case, I'm not going to get Gibbs anyway. Like I have no chance. But if you have the money,
take a look at all the teams that have the FAAB money and what they need on their roster. See who's getting an upgrade with Gibbs. I'm sure almost everybody is, but and then just take a look at the weekly finishes and see who actually might be bidding for them, and then see what they have for money left over, what they have for FAAB budget, and then that's kind of how I would gauge it. That's best advice I can give you as far as that goes. But I don't know if I would necessarily drop the bag on them unless my team was
top 3 finish every week in the league.
With the running back, would the running back be like a significant upgrade? Was Gibbs a significant upgrade? Yeah, or just like a little bit of an upgrade. There's like so many factors that go into guillotine FAAB.
Yeah, it's tough. Jamie just became a YouTube member. Does that mean he's going to start producing content? Your own show, Jamie? I'd love to see it, bro. But shout out to you. Hey, I just subscribed to the best channel on the internet. Oh, all right. I didn't know you weren't subscribed to the face, so I figured you'd be subscribed to this channel. I've been listening to the last like 20 years.
This guy's probably get the most keys typed in the chat, and he's not a subscriber.
I mean, we can literally go back like the last 4 or 5 years. Jamie's in like almost every show. But appreciate that, brother. All right. Well, we answered all the questions. Normally we kind of do the FAAB talk before the questions. This time we switched it up. The Face Off Sports Network, we always try to answer as many questions as possible, but we'll go through some key pickups this week. We'll talk about the percentages based off Yahoo. We'll try to fly along here as it's getting a little bit late. It's freaking 1 a.m. already. Holy shit. All right. Quarterback targets. let's see. Jaxson Dart, 30%. I mean, if he's still out there, 100%, he would be like my number one priority at quarterback. I mean, Darnold, 35%. He's up there too with Dart. Anything else? Penix, 23%. Bryce Young, 21%. Joe Flacco, 7%. What do you think, Joe, the quarterback position?
If Sam Donald's available, for sure, it's Jaxson Dart's a no-brainer. You should already be rostered.
Yeah.
Sam Donald's probably the most attractive one once you get down towards the 30% range. Being owned in 30% leagues.
Yeah, Darnold's been really, really good, continuing from last year. So, yeah, him and Dart will be the top guys. What do you think about McCarthy? 30% owned still. Are you stashing him?
Single quarterback league, maybe. Depends on how bad my quarterback is. Really?
Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye on it. If I can't get Dart or Darnold, obviously, I think McCarthy would be up there. Trevor Lawrence is starting to play a little bit better ball, multiple touchdowns in back-to-back games now, but he's 49% owned. Bryce Young should pick it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say Trevor Lawrence, if he is available, him as well. I'm in a league where I lost Joe Burrow, and I've been rotating Donald and Geno Smith, and then C.J. Stroud, and then now I'm on Trevor Lawrence. So I've been bouncing around. I kind of wish I stuck with Donald. I had him early, and then I think he gave me a bad week, or I dropped him for a better matchup, and then somebody picked him up, and I never saw him again. So I kind of wish I stuck with him, but I was I was just basically streaming quarterbacks after I lost Burrow. And then I missed out on a bid for Jaxson Dart, and I was a week early too, and I still missed out on him. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence is my guy now. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence is a good pickup if he's available.
Jamie said he was subscribed. He just paid for the membership. I didn't even know you could do that. All right. Appreciate that, brother. That will go to support Anthony's family. So that's good. All right. Anything else at the quarterback before we move on to the running backs here? I mean, this week, with Allen and no more Lamar, who do you think you're going to go after to start? I mean, do you like Rodgers this week? 18%. Spencer Rattler, we were talking about him in the other chat, 7%. Jacoby Brissett, possibly.
Who's New Orleans playing? Chicago?
Saints got the Bears.
I don't know if I like that.
Cardinals get the Packers. Forget about that. And then
Rodgers has the Bengals.
It's the Bengals Thursday night.
But I did mention that I do think that Pittsburgh is going to run way more than they pass in that game. Well, I mean, I guess I could be wrong, but
no, I mean the game script should dictate that.
And Cincinnati's dead last in the NFL against the run. Like Jalen Warren anytime touchdown is like one of my favorite props this week.
Yeah, Bengals. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Bengals are 23rd worst against quarterbacks. Rodgers might not throw for a lot of yards, but he can still throw 2 touchdowns, so it's not a bad one. All right, let's talk about the running backs real quick. Kimani Vidal, 27%. He should have been added last week, but if he wasn't and Haskins was the guy, he's going to be pretty solid going forward. He's going to catch a bunch of balls. He's playing in a good offense. So if you need running back help, 100%, you're going to go after Kimani Vidal.
I'm not optimistic about his matchup this week, though, against Indianapolis. But he probably does get enough volume to give you a floor. But I would temper expectations because he's coming off of a 22-point game. I don't see him getting 22 points this week. But
he had some nice holes. He really, he was running through some big holes. But for me, like Haskins is like dead weight. Like he's not going to go anywhere really. So it's like definitely rather have Vidal But yeah, not a great matchup this week. Bam Knight, we like him over Carter. We talked about that before, just 13% owned. So, Benson might be out another month or so. I think Bam Knight could lead this backfield. Go ahead.
Do you think DeMarcado ever gets involved again?
I think so.
Because if he didn't fumble that friggin' ball, I think he'd still be the running back.
Yeah, I mean, they used Carter over him in that game too. Like he was kind of being used sparingly, but he had the best run. He's probably their best running back.
That's what I'm saying. He is talent-wise, he's the best running back. He just his intangibles aren't there, so he doesn't get on the field, and obviously he pissed the coach off. So,
all right, we got a question from Mr. Buttflakes.
Should I stack?
Damn, should I stack Baker and Tez Johnson? If you have Baker, Tez Johnson. We talked about him earlier. We like.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, if your wide receivers on stack, if you don't have a stack wide receiver room, then yeah, sure.
Someone dropped AJ Brown. Should I drop one of these players for him? RJ Harvey, Carter, Charbonnet, or Pearsall, or pick up Bourne instead of my receivers, or Chase Brown? I'll pick up AJ Brown. I would drop Carter.
Yep, agree. We'll pick up Bourne instead. My receivers are Chase Brown. Chase Brown's not a receiver. I think he meant running back.
Yeah. Moet Mills says I have Dak and Drizzy May. Running back room, Judkins, Brees, ET9, K9. Wide receiver room, CD Rice, Diggs, AJ Brown, and Coker. Tight ends, Ferg, Laporta. Should I offer Drake May for
Dak and Drizzy May? Running back room, Judkins, Brees. So I would trade Dak before I trade Drake May. Drake May's got an incredible schedule going forward. And the Patriots offense is ascending. I mean, I like them both, honestly, but I think maybe you can get more for Dak, and a trade Dak might offer a better return.
Would you trade for? What are you going to get? It's tough to trade quarterbacks.
I know you got to find
for a positional play like a running back or receiver. You're going to have to double something up there.
And you're also going to have to make a team. You make whoever needs that quarterback and has a good return of what you're giving. You're probably making that team good just as much as they're making your team good. The rest of your league is probably going to try to veto it because, I mean, I'm not on vetoes, but when you make a trade like that, if you were to acquire a real good wide receiver, which you don't need really, I would say you need a running back more than a wide receiver. But yeah, I think Dak gets you a better return. Drake May is. I mean, I just love the Patriots schedule going forward. You can get the Russian upside too.
Trying to miss a question here. Start Travis Hunter or Jaylen Warren. That's not close. Jaylen Warren all day.
Yeah, 100% Jaylen Warren.
Yeah, Jamie gifted a membership and also sent us $2 super chat in memory of Anthony. Appreciate that, Jamie. If you guys want to throw a super chat in there, we'll get to your questions right away.
That's how you cut the line. That's right. I do it all the time when I'm listening.
Yep. Rams or Chiefs defense this week? Rams get the Jaguars. Chiefs get the Raiders. I'm going with the Chiefs, I think.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, as good as the Rams have been, I think the Chiefs might have a slight edge, yeah.
Love or Knicks?
On
Caden.
Right. Knicks is going against the Giants, and Jordan Love is going against who else? Green Bay playing Arizona.
I think I like Love.
Yeah, I think so too. Bo Nix hasn't really given us all that much of a ceiling this year.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think that Giants have a great pass rush. The Giants again. I know they beat Philadelphia, and I could be overhyping them, but I actually think they eke out a win here against Denver. Sean Payton. I mean, that game looked real bad last week. The Sean Payton likes to piss down his own leg. I say it all the time. And the Giants are coming in hot. And the Broncos are on a 3-game winning streak, and they could be it's a recipe for an upset, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm down on Bo Nix. I'll go with Jordan Love there.
All right, Caden again, half PPR start 2, Sutton, Brees, BTJ.
Sutton and BTJ, unfortunately, because now with Garrett Wilson's not in the picture, Brees is going to be 100% the focal point of the defense. Cortland Sutton's been pretty consistent. Brian Thomas Jr. finally getting used.
Yeah, Rams secondary isn't the greatest either. That's their weakness. So, yeah, I would stick with BTJ. He's starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, the professor from the sports affiliation mentioned that they cut down BTJ's root tree this week. He does a lot of research on like roots and how the defense plays wide receivers. He gets like real into the metrics like that. And he was talking about how he ran a more simple root tree and it benefited him last week. So I think BTJ for sure.
You say roots up there in Massachusetts?
Route. No, it's roots.
Yeah, because you could say route 80 or route 80. But I guess whatever you want to say. BTJ was running like a lot of streaks like down the field. So I mean, you got to get him on crossers, get him on shorter stuff. He was wide open on that one touchdown, but he made that big play at the game prior down the stretch too. So he'll get going. I mean, he's too talented to stay down. Brees, I would say BTJ and then it's Brees or Sutton for me. But if you want to go Sutton, that's fine. Let's see.
It's half PPR, and Brees don't get targets these days.
That's true. Too. Which you'd think they'd get him in the passing game this week. Which of Mooney, Coker, Bucks receiver off waivers for Godwin? We've answered this a couple times, but you got Mooney in the mix now. I like Mooney if he's healthy. The guy can't stay freaking healthy.
Yeah, I think I might be officially done with Mooney, and I'm like one of the last Mooney truthers too. I took him, I drafted him before the season started. The New York primetime. Mike Sander was picking right next to me, and he pushed him up into I want to say it was the 8th or the 9th round, and I was like, Mike, what the hell? And he looks at me and he goes, "That's because you're picking next to me." He got mad at me. He had to push up Mooney. Yeah, I swear to God. Because him and I fight over Mooney every draft.
Dude, if he could stay healthy, he'd be solid. He's just always freaking hurt. That's been his problem his whole career, basically.
I was like, you can have him. At that point.
Yeah. So are you going Mooney or are you going one of the other guys?
No, I'm going to take a shot on Tez. From the Bucks wide receivers, if it's for this week.
For this week, yeah, I don't mind that. Long term, I would say Coker, Mooney, Mooney ideally, but again, he can't stay healthy. Coker versus Burden from Aon.
Burden versus Coker, I'd take Burden. Yeah. Rest of the season, I'd go Burden.
Burden's a better talent, obviously. Derek Buck says, I currently got Keenan Allen in the flex, or should I try to get Otten or one of the Johnson receivers from Tampa? Keep Keenan in there.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. I just wanted to see who they were playing. They're playing Indy. I know his playing time was kind of funky this week, but
I would keep Keenan in there.
Keep an eye out on the Quentin Johnson injury report too.
That too, yeah.
That could easily sway your decision.
All right, let's get back to the running backs. We went through the quarterbacks real quick. Kendrick Miller just 31%. Are we suspecting a Kamara trade? It doesn't look like it. Like Loomis had a total Kamara sticking around, it looks like. So
yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah. So if you're a Kamara owner, I think it makes sense. Or even regardless, I think if Kamara's out there, he should be owned. But you're not going to go nuts anymore, with the news that Kamara's staying put, it looks like. But you never know. Who the hell knows? Tajay Spears, 22%. I thought he looked good. He got a decent amount of playing time with Pollard, but the offense is just so horrendous. Cam Ward, he's not been playing well. Callahan was a terrible coach. I thought, he probably should deserve to be the first guy fired. Does that change things at all? Probably not for the offense. I don't, who knows? We'll see. But Tajay, I don't think you're going to go too nuts. Algier, 35%. If you're a Bijan owner and he's out there, I mean, he should be cuffed. I don't know how much flex value it's going to, it's going to be inconsistent week to week. Going for the rest of the year, who would you rather own, Brashard Smith or Kareem Hunt? Kareem Hunt, 40%, Brashard Smith, 9%.
This is a tough one for me. I'm stashing Brashard Smith everywhere still. But I'm thinking that Kareem Hunt is probably more reliable. Brashard Smith, his role has been the same the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's 3 to 4 targets, and he catches all 3. They're not putting him on the field.
He gets like a first down every time he touches the ball, pretty much.
This is why I can't let him go because so
this is what Andy Reid does, though. He slowly, the guys look good. Like Rashee Rice looked great when he was a rookie, but he waited till week 10 to finally put him in the lineup.
Yeah, Brashard Smith is a better stash. If you need running backs to get you points now, Kareem Hunt is the play. The problem with Brashard Smith right now is the only time he gets on the field is when he's getting the ball. We need to see him get on the field when he's not getting the ball because, eventually I think defenses are going to be like, hey, he's on the field. Maybe we should fucking watch that guy. And I think that if he gets on the field when he's not getting the ball, that's an indicator that he's getting more snaps too. So, yeah, I'm stashing him everywhere. He's a better stash than Hunt.
Diego says, is Sutton and Keenan Allen for Lamb a good trade? Yes, take it right now.
Yeah.
And be very, very happy if you get that trade pulled off. Shit. What else we got here? Scott White says, in a guillotine chop PPR league, think I'm going to keep Mooney unless I can get Diggs, but Bourne and Downs are also available. In
a guillotine league, I do not trust Josh Downs at all.
No, I would go Diggs, and if you can't get Diggs, Bourne, dude. To me, Kendrick Bourne looks like he's been working on his game a little bit. Like he looks better, like as a receiver to me. So I don't know. He's got some good. Plus, he's playing in a great system. So
and he's finally healthy. If he looks finally like he's fully healthy too, that's a big deal with Bourne. So
and Jennings has got like 19 injuries. So I don't know if he's going to be able to play that much this year, man. He's got like a high ankle sprain, a knee injury, broken ribs. Like he's just like
Diggs and Bourne over Mooney for sure.
Yeah. All right. What else we got?
And
says Kendrick Miller versus Spears, both running backs. Ed have trade rumors. Not sure who to pick up. I'd go Kendrick Miller.
Yeah, I don't think Kamara is getting traded though, but yeah, I'd still go Kendrick Miller regardless because he's carved out a role and that's pretty much a committee. He's getting like almost right around 40-45% of the touches now. So
Scott says, wondering if Bourne's production will dry up once Purdy comes back. Maybe it was just Mac Jones wanting familiarity.
It is a concern, but at the same time, I don't think any of the 49ers wide receivers are healthy yet outside of Juwan Jennings. And I think Juwan Jennings has a completely different role than Kendrick Bourne. So, yeah, Kendrick Bourne is definitely yeah. I think it maybe it affects his ceiling, but they're still going to use Kendrick Bourne. I think he still is involved.
Yeah, and we'll see. Kendrick Bourne's gonna be solid. Again, Jennings is banged up. Pearsall's still banged up. I think Ayuk, they're saying maybe week 10. Kittle should be back soon too. But Bourne, again, he looks good. So yeah, I think he'll be good with Purdy if the injuries are still there for the receivers. Jamie says, yo, you see that guy, forget about it. He ain't from around here. Hey, pass me the coffee, black, make it snappy. What the hell he's talking about?
That's New York. That's New York, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much coffee, yeah. Got Justin Fields as my backup quarterback in 2 different leagues. Should I drop him for Purdy in one league and Jaxson Dart in the other, or just hold? I'd probably drop Fields for Dart at this point.
Yeah, I don't think I'd drop him for Purdy, though. I don't know.
No. For Dart, I'd do it, I think. Because the offense just seems more sound. I mean, I know he doesn't have neighbors, but Dart seems like he's just doing. I don't know. Fields is going to have some big games. I think Fields is like last week. I didn't use him in any maybe one spot, but he's going to get matchups where you're going to want to use him. It's close between him and Dart. I think I don't mind dropping him for Dart though, if you wanted to.
Yeah, I would.
And I'm like the biggest Fields guy there is. But I'm walking here. Watch where you're going, pal. And then GT12 says, I just did that. I don't know what he's talking about.
Hey, Joe, forget about it. Jaxson Dart. Steve, get me a beer. I'm going outside to smoke a dot. I did that for Jamie.
Go smoke a bogey. We call them in Jersey, we call them bogeys.
Yeah.
All right. A couple more running backs here. All right, let's talk about this handcuff stashes real quick. You're cutting Ollie Gordon, right? I mean, forget about him. Monungai, I'm cutting. Isaiah Davis, I'm picking up or stashing if he's there. Chris Rodriguez, I don't care about him. Sean Tucker, what are you doing with him?
He did get some run this past week. I believe he scored a touchdown.
He did score a touchdown. Are you holding him?
Yeah, I'm holding him for now, just to see what happens with Bucky, because I'm a Bucky hater when it comes to not the player, just where he was being drafted, and the fact that I knew that he was going to get hurt if he got the full-time role. I just knew eventually it was going to happen. Yeah. I hate to say I predict injury, but I was totally accounting for that one. That's why I have a ton of Rachaad White. He's one of my favorite handcuffs this year. So I would hold, because also Rachaad White is susceptible to injury as well. We know that he's missed games in the past. So
it's a good offense too. So yeah. Tucker could land into a good opportunity at some point. But he's like third in the pecking order. But Bucky's going to be out maybe another 2 weeks. He's battling multiple different injuries, a shoulder.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think an ankle or a foot injury. Tootin, you're still holding 44%. Brian Robinson, you're still holding at 33%. Interesting one here. Jarquez Hunter. Blake Corum a little bit banged up. Has some kind of ankle injury. So Jarquez Hunter is the guy that I drafted in like 97,000 leagues with Brashard Smith. Then I cut Jarquez Hunter because he's not doing anything. He's playing behind Corum. But this week, are we chasing back at Jarquez Hunter? I mean, I don't know how long Corum's going to be out. He may only be about a week. He may play this week. But maybe Jarquez gets to play this week. And it's a great opportunity, possibly.
He if I was doing waivers tonight, he would probably be like a contingency bid, like the third or fourth guy in line. I don't know if I'd prioritize him.
Yeah, it depends who's out there, but I mean, we'll see. I like this talent coming out. You could probably get him cheap. You probably don't have to spend too much.
Nah, you definitely don't have to spend all that much.
How about Jaden Blue? 16% owned.
Nah, I'm not interested. I mean, unless I'm a Javonte owner and I have a deep bench, I'm probably not interested in him.
By the way, who was the running back you were talking about last week when we were talking?
What do you mean?
You said you needed a running back.
Raheem Mostert.
Oh, okay. Raheem Mostert.
And I got outbid. I bid $3. Somebody bid $4. I was like, what the fuck? It was Raheem Mostert. Yeah. And he got -2 rushing yards this week, so I'm good.
He's shot, man.
He did get 7 carries though the week before. I was like, damn, he's worth a speculative ad. Maybe Genty goes down. No, didn't. I missed out on him anyways.
Phil Maffa's another guy to pay attention to. He should be back soon. Maybe he gets some burn at some point for the Cowboys. Ray Davis, 13% owned. He scored a touchdown, but him and Johnson it's kind of James Cook show. But, he's a hold if you're a James Cook owner. I don't think I'd want to stash him, though, as a cuff. I think I'd look for other options, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've cut bait. I've dropped Ray Davis almost everywhere that I had him already. Yeah. So,
GT12 says not against it, but can you all elaborate on the Isaiah Davis stash? We've talked about this a few times tonight, but Brees could get traded. And, if Brees gets hurt, he's second in line. Braylon Allen's out for a while. So Isaiah Davis is a good player.
He gets in there on some third downs too.
They should utilize him more, like with especially if Wilson's out. But it's more about the Brees possible trade right now. But he's a quality back too. So
this guy's you're going in order. I'm looking at the bottom. Somebody made him a Nungai. They asked if we talked about him yet. I was gonna say Steve doesn't like Chicago Bears.
No, Manungai stinks though. Like I'd rather go Roshan Johnson, Jamie's boy. Like what's going on here?
Well, Manungai did have his best game the other year, but it's not saying much. DeAndre Swift looks phenomenal. So as far as
he had one good game. I don't know. The guy missed a tackle too. Like fucking, that was a terrible tackle. But no, you know what though? I will say that it did seem like Ben Johnson had a great game plan against the Commanders because the Commanders got like all those beefy D tackles. He was getting Swift to the outside. They were really getting the run game going. So on those tosses, so maybe that's something going forward for the Bears. That's what Swift needs to do. He's got to get to the outside.
Yeah,
he does. Trying to run him up the
space.
Middle. Yeah,
he needs space. Yeah.
I used to love Swift, but then I kind of gave up on him. But Scott White says, how much FAAB would you put on Bourne? I'm thinking $12 on Diggs.
Well, how is that 12 out of 100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's got to be, right? Because otherwise it's not enough.
No, 12. Yeah. But Diggs, why is Diggs out there? Like you think he would have got picked up after he went off against the Bills, right? Like doesn't make any. So like that's why every league is different. Like you never know. It's tough to recommend how much to drop.
If he's going directly into here's my rule of thumb for FAAB. If the guy's going directly into your lineup, you bid up. If he's not going directly into your lineup, then you make a normal bid.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably drop more for Diggs. Bourne, maybe half what you put on Diggs. I don't know. I don't know why it's only $12 and he's still out there. So that makes me think that there's probably a lot of good players on the wire,
Right. If Diggs is 12, if you're considering 12 on Diggs, I'd do like 8 or 9 on Bourne.
Ronaldo, we're going Fannin. We've recommended that a few times. Dart or Darnold. I think we got that earlier as well. Joe said Dart. I said I don't mind either one, but I think Dart
I don't mind. Floor. Yeah, Dart's got that Russian floor.
Yeah. Jaden Blue dollar store special $1 to $2 with Miles Sanders done for the year. Rookie 5th rounder Jaden Blue is just an injury away from a legit fantasy role. Jamie, what do you think about Phil Maffa coming in and stealing Jaden Blue's time down the line? Did you talk about Manungai yet? Yes, we did a few times. I don't like him. I think he stinks. I think they should use Roshan Johnson. I don't know what Ben Johnson's doing, but he seems to love Kyle Manungai.
My Dynasty Roshan shares would love that. I'm still holding them because Used the first round pick on him like an idiot. It was back end first round, but
I mean, I liked him coming out. He just hasn't got going. DJ Giddens, the stash. Yeah, that's a good stash. That's a good cuff right there.
Yeah.
Braylon Allen is on the IR. He's going to be out a while. What are your top 5 defense? Go back and check Pete's video on the channel.
Yeah, you got to check Pete for sure.
He does a defensive breakdown every single week, Morales. So check that out.
Is that for this? Is that for this week or for the year? I can do my top 5 for the year real quick. I'm pretty good at defenses too, but definitely check out Pete.
For this year? I think it's for this week, wouldn't it be? Maybe,
yeah. If it's for the year, I like Indianapolis, Houston, the Rams, the Patriots, and who am I missing? Who would I leave out, Steve? I know there's somebody
for the year.
Denver.
Yeah, well, Denver, yeah, 100%.
Minnesota's not bad.
The Jaguars' defense is playing good ball. The Falcons' defense is starting to look pretty good too. The last couple of weeks,
they're on the rise. The Bears is another one, but Bears might be matchup dependent though. I wouldn't put them up against like Detroit.
Did you say the Vikings or no?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I said the Vikings.
Chiefs.
Matchup dependent.
Patriots is a good defense, and I mean, they were the best. They were
look at their schedule. Take a look at the schedule. Dude.
No, their schedule is ridiculous. Their schedule is ridiculous. That's why I picked them up in fantasy, but they're not really giving you a lot of fantasy points. Their schedule is great. Titans, Browns. They get the Jets, Bengals, Giants, Jets again. So yeah, their schedule's sweet. GT12 says, what about A. Manor? Wait to see how the new coach does or drop. I would drop him for something else right now. 100%.
Even with Ridley out?
I mean, Ridley out. Yeah, if Ridley's out, that's true. I mean, you could hold, but I don't know.
It depends on who's available. If nothing,
like if Kendrick Bourne's out there, I'm going after Kendrick Bourne all day over Aya Manor. Let's see. Jamie says Maffa is just a short yard goal line back with not much fantasy relevance. Okay, I'll take Jamie. I'll take your word for it, Jamie. Drop Pearsall for Wan'Dale Robinson. Hell no. Would you trade Trevion for K9 to stay put? Yeah, I would trade Trevion for K9. What do you think, Joe?
It's tough for me because I'm not a Ken Walker truther like you are.
Walker's a better running back to me.
That's close. That's real close. Because I do think Trevion eventually gets in there. But
Phil Maffa runs a 4.640. Watch out for Phil Maffa in a couple weeks.
Jerome Bennis ran a 4.640 too.
What did Marshawn Lynch run? He didn't run. What did he run? Probably a 4.6.
4.54.
Should I trade Kenneth Walker for JCM? No, hold Walker is my thing. I'm holding Walker, man. I got to keep him. You trading him for JCM?
No, that one's a little bit more towards Kenneth Walker. JCM is unfortunately in a committee. He does have the best upside of the RBs in Washington, but yeah.
Douglas and Boutte both on waivers. Which one you prefer? I think we prefer Boutte, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Douglas, he's so hard to predict when he's gonna be part of the game plan. I think they're both game plan dependent, but Boutte's got higher ups. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Boutte's got higher. Yeah, Boutte does have higher upside, I think.
Yeah. Scott White says, I don't get why Tennessee doesn't use Tyler Lockett more, maybe old and washed up. Yeah, I know he's had some couple bad drops. He's just not the player he used to be.
I heard rumors of Tyler Lockett being traded, actually, to who the hell? No.
He'd be the best receiver on the Jets right now.
Who'd I hear? It's got to do with it's there's ties to whoever I'm trying to think. Is it the Raiders?
All right, Joe.
I think it was the Raiders.
How much longer you want to go here?
I don't care. I'll shut it down whatever you want. I am starting to yawn, but like I said, I got fucking nowhere to be. So.
I drank a double espresso earlier, so I'm flying a little bit. Bear, I told Ernie I got to get him an espresso machine. Dude, fucking, he doesn't even work tomorrow either. He still didn't come on.
What Ernie's problem is he like to eat the edibles, man.
Oh, is that what it is?
The night he was supposed to come on my show, I get a message the next day, dude. I'm not gonna. I can hear his voice too. I'm gonna do his voice, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I took an edible and passed out. I'm like, what the fuck? This is why I gave this shit up a month ago. Like,
yeah, 5. I never liked the edibles that much. They would rock me. I always just smoked. Like that was my thing. The edibles. I remember one time I was in Denver for a wedding. And I smoked like a wrap, like the keef wrapped around it, and then I took an edible later. I was playing Madden. It was like we played Madden till like 4 a.m. Then I went to bed. I woke up at like 6 a.m. My whole body was just fucking rocked. I was so ripped. That was crazy. The fucking edible hit me later.
If you take the edible and then you go to sleep, a lot of people don't know this before it kicks in. I
was up for like 2 hours after I took it. I don't know what the hell.
I'm just saying, if you eat an edible and fall asleep before it all the way kicks in, before it gets all the way through its full course, the second you wake up, it immediately takes effect.
Yeah, so there's probably a little bit of some of that then.
Yeah.
So, I was ripped. Dude, I was like feeling the Indians in Denver and shit. I was fucking rocked. GT12 says different league. Pick up Ao, Boutte, or Coker. I like Coker, man. That's my guy.
I'm gonna say Amana. Well, I don't know. Amana. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I'm saying him. I know Tennessee's offense is abysmal, but
yeah. Captain Moist Spirit says JCM had 17 touches Monday. Yeah, he's getting more usage. I just can't trade him for Kenny Walker. I just can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, it's tough. It's close.
It might work out. Could work out.
Kenny Walker is so frustrating right now. If you own him, you might trade him on tilt for a JCM.
Jamie says, to be exact, Maffa ran a 4.6140. Maffa. Is Coker back for sure? It sounds like he's back this week.
He's at least getting activated.
He was very close last week. So Giants defense. Who the Giants got this week? Oh, Broncos. Yeah, Giants defense actually played good a couple weeks ago, then they sucked, and they look good again. I don't mind the Giants defense this week.
I like them if they can get to the quarterback. I don't like them if they go down. If they go down early and they're playing from behind, they might not, because then the pass rush can't be as aggressive. True.
I don't see them going down too far to the Broncos, though.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. But
you don't like the Seattle defense? We do. It's just their secondary's really been really banged up. It's kind of hurting them. We'll see if they get some guys back healthy this week. And if they're back healthy, I would like them a lot against the Texans' offensive line. We might like that regardless against the Texans' offensive line. So it's not a bad call there. I recommend becoming all-exclusive member to this channel because these bitches give the best fantasy breakdown every week. Appreciate that, Jamie. Daniel says, should I trade Ferguson, Mason, and Tet for Henry and T? I have Waller as tight end.
Ferguson, Mason, and Tet for Henry and T. Waller as tight end.
No.
I had to read that a couple times, but yeah, no, definitely not.
Scott White says, good show. Appreciate that. GT12 is laughing his ass off. Jamie says he eats all the edibles. I also love eating the best tight ends like Harold Fannin Jr.
That's
if you eat edibles before you fall asleep. You dream about Harold Fann's mom. He definitely has a crush on Harold Fann's mom. Maybe you'll see her next year, Jamie.
Maybe I saw her and I just didn't know it was Harold Fannon's mom. I mean, like
Jamie, send Joe the picture of you and Harold Fannon's mom. Morales Boxing says, "Who should I play?"
The hell with the picture. I want the video.
Yeah, the video. Who should I play for one running back 1 and 2? Pollard, Walker, Carter, Montgomery, Charbonnet. I would go Montgomery and
Walker.
Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah, definitely Montgomery for sure. Yeah, Montgomery and Walker.
Captain Moist Beer says, I ate a bunch of Chiba Chews and tried to get out of plane. I was drooling and had to wear sunglasses. My boy said it was like weekend at Bernie's. Holy shit. That's terrible, bro. They had to drag you to the freaking plane. Fucking put your arms up and shit. GT12 says, need to prioritize, pick up McLaurin, Vidal, or Dart. McLaurin.
Yeah.
He's number 1.
Yeah. I guess. Unless you have like shit at quarterback.
Yeah. Captain Moistby, you're lucky they didn't kick you off the plane like they did OD Beckham that time. I'm playing Walker and Monty this week. Join me.
I gotta type in my Twitter handle for Jamie. Hold on.
Yeah, why aren't our handles up here? I don't know why. Maybe if I change this. I don't know. Not sure. There's Joe's handle if you want to follow him.
There's no O, even though that there is an O in my last name.
Yeah. At points by hand, Carlton without the O.
I didn't think it through. Can we change that? Are we allowed to change that handle?
I think you can. Yeah.
All right. I might have to edit that in the future.
Yeah. I'm at Fantasy Savvy. Guys, like, subscribe, share the show. Appreciate all the new listeners. If you guys are on the West Coast, we're on the East Coast. It's almost 2 a.m. If you're on the West Coast, let us know where you're from. Love to hear it. I traded Waller for Montgomery. I have Ferguson as tight end.
You said 2 a.m. and I yawned.
142, almost there.
Yeah.
All right. Receivers. I think we covered the running backs. Receivers. Kendrick Bourne. We talked a lot about him today. We talked about Trey Tucker. Giants receivers. Darius Slayton, Little Jordan Humphrey. I don't know. Darius Slayton's so damn inconsistent. Little Jordan Humphrey, that's Sean Payton's boy. I'm just leaving these guys in the wire. What do you think? Maybe Slayton, I guess. I don't know.
What do you got for
27% owned for Slayton?
I don't know if I don't think I can get on board with Darius Slayton anymore.
Yeah, I'm good too. Much rather have Coker, just 11%. Aya Manor is 22%. I prefer Coker. Joe likes Aya Manor.
Yeah, I do.
Joe likes Burden at 11% as well. Boutte is just 7%. I guess he was added and then people dropped him because he didn't do anything for 5 straight weeks, as he was a big pickup after that week. What was that, week 1 explosion or week 2 explosion he had, that big game?
Trey Tucker?
No, Boutte.
Oh.
He had that big game earlier in the year.
It was one of the first 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
He's boom or bust, but like I mentioned earlier, those Patriot wide receivers are all game plan, game script dependent, with the exception of Diggs. And we've seen Diggs get game scripted out last week, or Buffalo took him out of the game. Well, it's not Buffalo. Who the hell did they play? Yeah, it was Buffalo, right? No, he had the revenge game. Yeah, no, last week. Yeah, who the hell did we play? The Saints. Game scripted out. They're going to use Diggs when they have to, and they kind of beat up on the Saints. So.
Dude, did you think Diggs was high on something in that Buffalo game? He looked like he was on something to me.
Who knows? Possible.
He looked like he was geeked up. Like that was like I feel like he went to New England just to be Buffalo. Like for real.
Bob Kraft let shit go, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Dude, he looked geeked up, man. Even last week, he looked geeked up in the postseason, the post-game interview.
is with Cardi B, man. He's high on life.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Mooney, 31%. We talked a lot about him. I like Mooney. Like Mooney might be one of the best receivers on the wire. Penix is, playing a little bit better the last couple games after that. He's really only had one bad game, but he just can't stay healthy. But Mooney is solid. One of the better picks if he's out there in the wire. Tez Johnson, we talked a lot about him, just 1% owned. We like him for a 1 week, maybe 2 week play. We prefer him over Sterling Shepard for more upside. I know Cameron Johnson scored. I thought it was Tez Johnson. And I was like, oh, Tez Johnson. Then I realized it was Cameron Johnson. But then I thought Tez's real name was Cameron, but it wasn't. And then Tez scored later. But, yeah, I prefer Tez Johnson over Cameron Johnson. Hollywood Brown, Joe. That's our guy that we just released in one of our leagues to pick up Alec Pierce, 41%. What do you think about Hollywood Brown the rest of the year with Rashee Rice coming back?
I think he's going to be hit or miss, boom or bust. I kind of, I was thinking about that. I was like, we may have made a mistake because he went out and scored 2 touchdowns. But I bet you somebody's spending 200 FAAB on him this week, and we're going to get somebody to spend some dough.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is I guess we're going to waste. Yeah. But we kind of went for the Pierce over Brown the rest of the year. We'll see how that pans out. Thornton was playing a bunch. They just kind of erased him this week. They kind of just said, no, forget about Thornton. We're getting a little healthier now. So I don't know if Thornton's going to pop back up again. I don't know. We may have to drop him at some point. We'll see. And we do have Mahomes. Josh Reynolds, 0% owned. With Garrett Wilson out, maybe a week or two, I'm not doing it. Forget about it. Jordan Whittington is a guy we talked about earlier. I like him to step up for a 1 week thing with Puka out, 2 weeks maybe. Whittington is very, very interesting. Like if he gets a couple weeks, he could have 1 or 2 big games here. So he's kind of a sneaky guy there. What do you think? I think we talked about it earlier, right?
Whittington?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? This is Harold Fannin's mom.
Oh, there it is. There's the picture. Yeah. Yep. That's it. She looks good, right? She's cute.
Yeah, Jordan Whittington. Like I said, I don't know. I feel like he's a better prop bet than pick him up and throw him in the fantasy lineup. I don't know.
Yeah, I like him.
I got to see it. And then at the same time, these Rams wide receivers, they play in this week and then they're on a bye and then Puka's going to be back.
Yeah, he's going to be back. It's a 1 week thing with Whittington most likely.
It's only if they're going in your lineup. I don't see stashing a Rams wide receiver. Stashing Whittington is going to do anything. The only one I like is Higbee.
I would stash him if you have the luxury to stash him or if you're a Puka owner. I think it makes sense. But yeah, for like if you need to drop some good stuff for him, then you can't do it. But if you need him for this week, like I think he could have a big game. I'd like his talent. All right. A couple more guys. Zay Jones, 0% with Harrison with the concussion. Any interest for Zay Jones this week? 5 for 79 on 8 targets last week.
Is he on Arizona?
Yeah.
I don't even know what team he's on. Yeah.
He's been on a bunch of teams, Zay Jones.
Yeah, I thought it was Arizona. As long as Marvin Harrison Jr. is out, he might, put up a similar stat line to that. I mean, nothing special. I mean, touchdown. I don't think I'm interested in Zay Jones.
Flournoy had that one big game. Turpin might come back this week. So I'm not getting excited about Turpin. I mean, Flournoy. Tesla, just 3%. Just a guy to watch. Christian Watson looks like he may come back this week, just 5% owned. This is a guy I want on my teams if I can get him. I like stashing him. He'll give you some big games. The Packers receivers are volatile, but Reed's going to be out for a while. But if he's going to come back and play over Wicks, and it's going to be him and Golden kind of and Dobbs. Watson always kind of takes him a couple games to get going once he does come back. But I do like stashing Christian Watson, just 5%. And then Brandon Ayuk, if he's out there, 40% owned. But if he's out there, it looks like he's going to come back week 10. I would definitely stash him as well. Any thoughts on those guys there?
No, I agree with you. Ayuk is probably should already be owned. That these are guys you needed to consider. I mean, I guess now is good too, but I feel like Ayuk is owned in almost every league I play in. 40% though is
Yahoo. It's Yahoo. That's Yahoo.
Yeah. Less than yeah.
Let's see. Are you still holding on to Torrey Horton 6%?
I'm
going to hold him for now.
Yeah. I mean, every time he looks like he's getting more playing time, then the next week he doesn't. So it's touchdown dependent. He's like Mainer. He's touchdown dependent, but these rookie wide receivers gain steam as the season goes on. So, and eventually, I mean, you would think that JSN isn't going to continue to get 15 targets a game or whatever he's getting. He's really having himself a year. I mean, he needs a little support other than Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I agree. I think Horton looks pretty good to me. I would hold him. Wicks is hurt. Yeah, he did leave week 6 with an ankle injury, so that's good news for Watson. Again, Watson's probably one of my favorite stashes. There's some interesting receivers out here. Watson, I like stashing. Whittington for a week. Tez Johnson for this week. Hollywood, if he's out there, I would add him. Christian Kirk. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think about Christian Kirk. What do you think?
Christian Kirk? Yeah, I don't know. I'm still. Have you dropped? Do you have any Jaden Higgins?
I think I had like 1 or 2 shares and I dropped them.
You dropped them. I still have my 1 share. I still hold hope over that, but I mean, Christian Kirk is like a safety blanket. I mean, I don't necessarily think he's got a ceiling. I think, yeah. Sure. I don't know. I mean,
Stroud looked good against Baltimore before the bye. He looked great. I mean, their secondary was, all banged up and terrible. They were healthier this week against Stafford. But, he did look better. Maybe Stroud picks it up a little bit. And maybe they use Higgins more coming out of the bye. I mean, I think they should. So he's a guy to watch, too, if he's out there. All right, let's move to the tight ends. Harold Fannin, we talked a lot about tonight, just 25% owned on Yahoo. Should be owned. He's definitely one of our favorite targets if he's out there. Evan Ingram, 54%, a little bit higher. If he's out there, would you rather have Fannin or Evan Ingram the rest of the year?
The rest of the year, probably Ingram, but although Njoku still could get traded, that's close. Because Harold Fannin is going to be like a tight end 1 with Njoku not in the picture, in my opinion, for sure. So that's close. Ingram, I will say this: Evan Ingram finally looks healthy. Yeah, but Sean Payton sucks with his usage. He spreads it around like real bad.
Yeah, so, Knicks is not playing that great either right now. But you got Dylan Gabriel, but Fannin, like every time he catches the ball, he gets like 2, 3, 4 more yards. Like he never goes down. It takes like 2, 3 guys to bring him down. It's freaking crazy.
And they design plays for him, and right around the goal line, he gets those designed. Like I don't know, you call them hitches. You call them hitches, like where he just kind of
little curl route hitches. He's running a lot of short routes across the middle, and that's a good spot for Gabriel. Mason Taylor, 35%. I mean, he's going to have some good games. He's going to have some bad games. He's basically the only option they have. He's their best receiving option right now for the Jets. Their receivers are just hideous. Josh Reynolds, Lazard, Arian Smith. I mean, I don't know what the hell Darren Moogie's doing with this receiving room. So Mason Taylor is their best option. I would still own him. Aronde Gatson, he was a big pickup a few weeks ago. And now with QJ out this week, he has a nice game. 7 catches, 68 yards on 8 targets, 75% snap share. Do you think Gatson is going to kind of be a thing going forward? They're playing more 12 personnel also to kind of, help the run game? Or do you think it's just because QJ was out?
Yeah, it's volatile for sure. If when QJ is there, I look, I can't say I'd be confident in starting him once QJ is back in the mix until I see that he's getting the targets that he got last week. He's only had 2 games like that, and this season. I forget what week. I want to say it was maybe week 3 or week 4. He had a decent game with a lot of targets, but after that he was kind of like not even involved in keeping an eye on just like the overall snaps. Who's the other tight end they have? They have
Conklin, and
they use 3.
Disley's been hurt, I think.
Right, but they also have an inline tight end. I forget it. And he cuts
Tucker Fisk.
He cuts into whoever it is cuts into the overall snap totals each week. So he's like less than 50%.
The thing is like Disley's very underwhelming. Conklin stinks. Actually, they were all healthy this week. And Jaxson had a 70% route share, 74% snap. Fisk had 44%. Disley was 42%, and Conklin was 5%. So yeah, I mean, I think Jackson's out there. You definitely take a chance. 100%.
He's a stash.
The talent is there too. So
he's definitely a stash.
Yeah,
I like he's going to be hard to predict when to start, but if you stash him and he starts getting that consistent target share, then
wait a week or 2 before you start using him. But he's playing with Herbert. It's a good system. He's their most talented tight end by far.
Greg Roman uses the tight end once he finds one he likes. So
right, there you go. So he's very interested. I picked him up in a bunch of leagues like 3 weeks ago. Then I dropped him in a bunch of leagues for like Taysom Hill. So I don't know how much I have left of him, but I'll try to go back and get him this week.
Definitely pick him up if it's tight end premium. He's 100%.
Dude, we didn't talk about at the receiver position. We didn't talk about Trey Harris getting 80%, 86% route share, more than Keenan Allen, which was interesting. I know Trey Harris is a good run blocker, so that could have played, part of that. 84% snap share, just 4 for 27 though. Trey Harris is the guy I kind of liked coming out of Mississippi. He was kind of buried early on. Do you see him kind of, maybe? I mean, he played more than Keenan Allen this week. That was kind of interesting. What do you think about this situation?
Our guy Josh Bolin talked about how he thought Keenan Allen had a 6 to 8 game window this year, and then Trey Harris or whoever, he was going to start to go the other direction as far as usage goes, and just maybe fade out a little bit. I mean, we do know the last couple of years, Keenan Allen.
This is what he did last year. Yeah, he started out and then he faded out. Yeah.
So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. If he's available, it's a deep benches, and maybe you are a Keenan Allen owner or a Lad owner or whatever. Something to consider. I would definitely something to watch. If you have the luxury to add him now cheap, maybe do so. Like I talk about it all the time, Steve. We play it with 20-man rosters, 10-man bench. I like to use one spot to just recycle in and out guys that I could add ahead of time for a couple of bucks before they end up costing you like 30 to 70. Just to keep an eye on for a couple of weeks, and then if it doesn't pan out, then you cut bait and pick up the next guy that's in a similar situation that might be worth keeping an eye on. But you want to keep an eye on him while he's on your roster, because if you have the luxury to have a spot like that, then when it does pan out, you get the guy and you didn't have to spend much on him. And then if it doesn't work out, you didn't spend much on him, so you can drop him.
We could see Trey Harris continue to get, a decent amount of playing time going forward. Maybe they want to start going with these young guys. So yeah, now would be the week to grab him because if he goes off next week, he's gonna have to pay a lot more. So we'll see. Trome Force, our dude, hanging with us late here, says Goddard is my tight end. If I pick up Fannin tonight, would you trade Goddard for Waddle, Devontae, or another good receiver?
I would.
Yeah, I would too. I would too if you could do
especially
it. Yeah.
Waddle has been an absolute great value this year. Especially with Tyreek out, he's been getting he's getting the volume.
Finally, yeah. Well, it's been frustrating for Waddle the past couple of years. Pats or Chiefs defense this week?
I like the Pats against Tennessee. The Chiefs have a good matchup too. They're not going to lie, but
yeah,
it's close. I side with the Patriots by a little bit.
Yeah, I don't mind using the Pats. I have the Pats defense in a lot of leagues. Michael Hart Jr. says I have McBride and Fannin. McBride is locked in at tight end, and obviously, but because I lost Hampton and Ibuka, I'm going to start Fannin at the flex since Njoku's out right now. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, yep.
Jamie says Mason Taylor is the number one target with Allen. Wilson out. Yep. BTJ or Metcalf, half point PPR rest of the season. That's close.
I'm still saying BTJ.
Yeah, I like BTJ as well. Let's see. Jamie says Metcalf. Pick one, Vacation or We Are the Millers. I don't know. That is
We're the Millers is a movie.
Oh, I don't. What Vacation? Which
one? Yeah.
I never saw We Are the Millers.
We're the Millers is actually a pretty funny movie. It's about it's about a weed dealer, and he has to go undercover. He has to go to Mexico to make a huge drug deal for like his former boss or something. Yeah. But he goes undercover as a family. Like he gets like he dresses up like he's like a businessman, and Jennifer Aniston is in it. That's like his girlfriend.
Who's in it with? Who's the guy that plays it?
What the hell is that guy? Is it
not Ben Stiller? Is it?
No. Is it Jason? It's Jason something. I think Jason.
Oh yeah. This guy is funny. The guy who's on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis, the guy that played.
Is that his name? I don't know.
Yeah. These guys were in Hangover, right?
Did you look it up? Would you look it up?
I'm looking it up. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. It is a funny movie.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
It looks funny, but Vacation. I mean, I would say Vacation. Christmas Vacation. It's hard to
if you catch it on TV, you haven't seen it yet, do not watch it on TV. You got to watch it like the rated R part of it. Like
I think it's on Netflix. I could watch it.
Yeah.
All right. Jamie says, make sure you subscribe and join us every podcast. Appreciate that, Jamie. Yes, like, subscribe, and share. Face Off Sports Network. Tons of great info. Answer all your questions. Oh, did we get a super chat here? No.
Plug your channel too. Why not?
My channel at Fantasy Savvy on YouTube. We're going to be doing a show Thursday previewing the week, another late night show. So head over to at Fantasy Savvy on YouTube. I'll drop the link down in a little bit. Let's all right. Let's talk about the tight ends, then we'll get out of here pretty soon. We're almost done with the tight ends. Michael Mayer, 2% owned.
He's worth an ad as long as Bowers is out.
And 5 for 50 and a touchdown on 7 targets. Chiefs, though, we don't like it that much this week.
Yeah, the matchup does suck. Yeah.
And they get a bye in week 8. So.
Yeah.
Tonjes might be over for him. Kittle's coming back. We talked about Cade Otton, 12%. We like him. We like his opportunity. Theo Johnson, 22%. I think it's pretty solid the rest of the way for the overall. It's pretty decent, right?
Good red zone target. Obviously,
he's a big
touchdown. Obviously, touchdown dependent, but I think he gets in the end zone a good chunk going forward.
Who do you like more, Barner or Theo Johnson?
Probably Barner. He gets more volume.
Yeah, I agree. Barner just 13% owned. He's got
what about
touchdowns.
Tyler Higbee. If you need Tyler Higbee this week, I'm in on that.
Yeah, with Puka out again, they may scheme things up for Higbee. I don't totally hate that.
1 week, just a 1 week rental though. Then he's on a bye week. Puka could be back. Yeah.
Aquanqua, like he was kind of getting pushed by Gunnar Helm a little bit, but I feel like they're starting to use him like at the end of these games, and like he's like making plays. Like I feel like he's never really been featured. And I know Helm's kind of in the way. I kind of gave up on Aquanqua, but if you need help, I don't mind going back in. Juwan Johnson, I think it's kind of over for him at this point. What do you think with Taysom Hill gearing up again?
Yeah, I agree. His targets went way down since Taysom Hill come back.
And Taysom Hill's 7%. Like Taysom Hill's going to have – I'm adding Taysom Hill in some spots. He's going to have like 2 or 3 games where he goes nuts. It's just going to happen. It happens every year. It's hard to predict, but, I mean, if you could land it and you're in a tight end premium league, I like going after Taysom Hill. The guy's just a freaking playmaker. I actually met Taysom Hill's cousin in a hospital out here, and she told me that his brother was actually a better athlete than he was, but his brother passed away at a young age.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. I think it was, I don't know what happened. Isaiah Likely, 8% owned. Is there a possible Mark Andrews trade? I've been hearing about that. I don't see the Baltimore moving off of Mark Andrews. What do you think?
I think it's definitely possible.
If they're out of it, maybe.
Yeah, especially if Lamar doesn't want to come back. But I mean, Isaiah. I always say Isaiah Likely is better served as a free agent pickup than drafting him. So, I mean,
Jamie says Theo Johnson way over Barner. You guys are crazy going after those TDs, which aren't sustainable.
Theo Johnson is tight end, is touchdown dependent though.
They both kind of are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he's saying Theo's the better overall player. I mean, that's probably true.
Yeah,
but,
I know. Yeah, but for fantasy points, I think Barner. I mean, it's close.
Yeah,
I love Theo too, so I love him. I like them both.
Colston Loveland, 24%. Do you think he's going to start to produce a little bit more down the stretch here? Or do you think he's just going to be kind of womp?
We got who would want to trade for Andrews? What's up with the Kincaid injury? Do you have any?
I think the Bills have a bye this week. I think he's going to be back when they come back.
And not that I think that they would trade for him because Knox knows that system pretty well, but just was the first thing that came to mind was the Kincaid injury, possible Andrews going down. I don't know.
Who would you drop? Who would you want to trade for Andrews?
Who would want to trade for Andrews?
Oh, who would want to trade for Andrews? I mean, still a good player. I mean, I don't know. That's true. I don't know. It depends.
The Bengals?
Yeah, it'd be a contender, right? It's like, it's true though. Like, I don't know.
But he'd be on the team next year for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's true. Would you drop Waller for Fannin? That's close.
It is very close.
Waller keeps scoring, man. It's just
if Njoku were to get traded, 100% I would. Because Fannin's a monster with Njoku not in the picture. And
I still think I kind of like Fannin a little bit more, but it's close.
Yeah, it is close.
Jamie says keep Waller as much as I love Fannin's mom.
Yeah. Well, it's only a matter of time before Waller gets hurt, though, no?
Probably, yeah. Hey, man, I'll recommend one kicker if he's out there, and I had to drop him a couple weeks ago, but I drafted him in a bunch of leagues. It's Chris Boswell. That guy just kicks a million field goals. So if he's out there, I like adding Boswell. Kicker, defense, we talked about the Chiefs this week. We talked about the Patriots. Seahawks, we talked about getting some sacks on Monday night against that porous Texans offensive line. If they're out there this week, you could even argue Panthers defense against the Jets this week too, and they're barely owned anywhere, just 1%. So, and 3P says Panera. Yeah, Panera bread's been pretty good this year. for sure. All right, I think that's it, man. We answered all the questions. We went through all the positions. Is there anything else we missed? Any sleepers out there? Any I think we got the look aheads. Is there any like sleep? Give me one sleeper, maybe like a month out could make a difference. Anything off the top of your head?
We already talked about the one that's coming to my mind. That's Trey Harris.
Oh, Trey Harris. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I like that one.
Let me think about it for a second.
Phil Maffa. Don't forget about Phil Maffa.
Phil Maffa.
That's another one.
Rashawn Johnson.
Roshan Johnson. Yeah. That's another one.
Real deep. We'll go real deep.
Isaiah Bond. Do you ever see him doing anything?
I picked him up a couple weeks ago and I dropped him this week. So
yeah.
I don't know. He had his opportunity. He didn't take advantage of it.
Caleb Johnson. Is he ever going to do anything? He's never going to get a chance unless there's an injury.
He did get on the field this past week, though. He did get more run than he had.
Yeah, he had 6 carries for 15 yards. Great.
I'm still holding him. I mean,
I'm holding him in like a couple, but I've cut him in a lot of spots.
I only have him in one spot. It's the same. I took him and Jalen Warren in the draft back to back too.
I could see him contributing at some point, but I don't know. He could just end up being a bust at this point. I don't know. We'll see. Jordan Whittington, like I said, if you're a Puka owner, I think he's a good stash. Or if you have the luxury of stashing, but good 1 week play. Just trying to any other sleepers out here. Trevor Etienne. I mean, in a real deep league, if he ever gets an opportunity, it might not be terrible, considering how good the running backs look in this offense.
How about my Raheem Mostert?
Nah, I don't know about Raheem Mostert, man. I used to love Raheem Mostert. Back when Shanahan wasn't even using him, and he only used him because he was forced to, because Tevin Coleman, his boy, got hurt, and he had to use him. But yeah, I mean, Mostert's just he can't. I don't know. He's just kind of shot, and plus they don't block well anyway. That offensive line. DJ Giddens, somebody mentioned that's a good stash.
It is a very good stash.
Yeah. Jack Betch, I don't know. Actually, his route percentage was up this week, 80%. He didn't have a catch, but
how about Jalen Lane?
Thornton went to 4%. Betch was at 80%. So he's starting to use Betch now. That's a guy actually to keep an eye on.
How about Jalen Lane?
But Luke McCaffrey, too. Lane. Who would you rather have, Lane or McCaffrey?
McCaffrey, but we're talking deep sleepers. Yeah, Jalen Lane's not a bad one.
Yeah, that's true. But it would take a lot. Like McCaffrey would be the next guy up, and then he'd have to get hurt, and then it would be Lane, right?
I guess, yeah. And then McLaurin's also due back.
Yeah. Christian Watson, we talked about him, stashing him.
Xavier Hutchinson? No, I don't know.
No, we like Jaden. We like Jaden Higgins.
Yeah,
right. That's a good one. Right. Tesla, you keep an eye on. Something happens to JMO, it's possible. Tyquan Thornton, what are we doing with him? 39% route percentage. Hollywood was 64%. Juju's still getting more. We got Rice coming back. Are we cutting Tyquan Thornton now?
Yeah, I think so. I think he might be cut bait. I think I mentioned that way at the beginning of the show.
Right.
Unfortunately, I mean, I don't know. It depends on who we're picking up. If so.
Yeah. All right, man. I think that does it. I think we've pretty much covered everything. Jalen Lane, by the way, 38% route percentage. McCaffrey was 41%, so they're very close. Chris Moore. I don't even know who this dude is. Have you ever heard of Chris Moore? I don't even know who the hell he is. 83% route percentage. He caught a touchdown. Maybe Jamie can help us out with that one. All right. Any more questions in the chat before we get out of here?
Yeah, Chris Moore's on Washington.
Jamie says, let's wrap it up before we spew up more kids in the chat. Yeah, no, he caught a touchdown, Chris Moore. And Jamie says he's a bum. Yeah. Actually, I think he played for Baltimore. All right. Strict 13. Last question of the day. Should I drop Keon Coleman or Ollie Gordon? He's my drop Ollie Gordon. I don't care.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I've cut Gordon. I had him rostered in like 3 or 4 spots, and he was one of the few guys that I've cut bait with.
Drop Keon Coleman for Kayshon Boutte.
Yeah, I think so. It's close, but yeah.
I'd hold Coleman.
That's tough. That's a tough one. They're both boom or bust guys.
Yeah, the Bills might start seeing a little bit more man defense and more blitzing after what the Falcons showed. Keon was having a tough time. Again, AJ Terrell is one of the better corners in the league, but
the Patriots did the same thing too. The blueprint was out. That's why I took the Falcons and my pick'ems this past weekend.
I don't know what I just did to the screen, but all right, let's get out of here. It's getting late as hell. We're moving all around. This was a good show. Joe, thanks for joining me, guys. Like, subscribe, share. Come back for more. We'll be back every Tuesday for a FAAB show, usually early on. But we may start doing this later if Ernie doesn't want to do it earlier. Tomorrow there's a show with the Mediators. Thursday there's going to be a primetime show discussing the Thursday night game. Pete's going to do a stardom sit-em. So make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button. And that's it. Jamie says, great show. Appreciate you guys, everybody in the chat, Absolutely. All the questions. We'll take care. Have a good rest of the week. Enjoy the games coming up. And that's it. Face Off Sports Network. Thanks to Joe once again for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Steve.